manager and head coach are often used interchangeably to describe Premier League bosses, but they're actually two different jobs. So let's explain how and why. For years, fans referred to Mikel Arteta as Arsenal's manager, but I'm afraid technically...
I don't think so, no.
From his first day on the job, he was the Gunners' head coach. Let's pick a random moment in time, February 2025. Only 6 Premier League bosses actually held the official title of manager rather than head coach. Man City's Pep Guardiola, David Moyes of Everton, Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna, Southampton's Ivan Juric, Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace and Leicester's Ruud van Nistelrooy were the only actual managers of their respective teams. Everyone else? That's right, head coach, including Ruben Amorim at Man United. He took over from Erik ten Hag, a man who had held the title of manager. Might come as a surprise that Amorim's appointment marked the first time ever that Man United had a head coach instead of a manager. But to understand why they made that decision, you also have to get what the difference is between a head coach and a manager. A manager's got a huge range of responsibilities. They're not just in charge of training and player lineups, they're also heavily involved in player sales and transfers. Critical stuff. But a head coach's role is far more focused on team training and performance on the pitch. So whereas Ten Hag was highly involved with decisions around transfers during his tenure, the intention was that Amorim wouldn't be, at least not on the same level. And as the sporting structure at Man United changed under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, people like Sir Dave Brailsford took charge of transfers instead. How all those roles play out in practice may be slightly different at different clubs though. On the other hand, the contracts of actual managers like Pep or Moyes had no limits on their job role and their involvement with transfers and contracts. But those guys are actually in the minority now, and it's a change that's happened pretty quickly. In 2019, there were only 6 head coaches in the Premier League, but by 2025, there were 14. A clear indication that more and more clubs are moving towards a model where the guy in charge is actually only really in charge on the pitch. And the way things are going, it might not be long before all 20 clubs have got head coaches, and the job position of football manager in the top flight is no more.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. I'm your host this morning, Jamie O'Hara, and talkSPORT's very own William Shakespeare, Gabby Agbonlahor, alongside me. Morning, Gabs.
Good morning, Jamie.
How are you?
I'm very well, mate.
I feel like I've not seen you for ages, but you're always here, but we just never, ever see each other anymore.
Well, now we are, mate. 4 hours,
Yeah.
and you start off by mocking me
Well-
because of my prep that I've done.
Well, I've walked in, you know, and I've done an Alan Brazil. I've just come in, sat down, seen you there, and you've got this big book in front of you with a load of old garbage in it. What on earth is that?
It's
Who
called
do you
prep,
think
mate.
you are?
Mate,
Seriously,
hang
what
on
are
a
you
second.
writing in there?
Hang on a second. Are you mocking me for doing prep?
What prep do you need? Tell me what prep you
Okay,
need.
you need prep
What do you need to write down?
You need prep for every topic you're going to cover.
Oh, what topics are you an expert in that you need to write down?
You're one of them, aren't you, mate? You remind me of kids at school that used to send a mick at me when I'm doing my work. when I'm doing my coursework, and they're laughing at me for getting top grades.
What is that? No, seriously, let me have a look.
Have a look, mate.
Give me the book.
Right there, get off me.
No, go on,
go on.
Right, what have you wrote down here? England 26-man squad.
Yeah.
What's this? You're writing down Liverpool results against Man United. What is wrong with you?
Because that's what we're going to cover, mate.
I know people said to you, got to start writing things down. Rashford, another assist. very sharp. Get his stats.
You know what you do, mate? You know what that is? When you watch a game, you write what's happening in the game, mate.
No, what?
Jamie, you having one here?
Gyökeres done very well for goal. He's showing great strength.
It's God.
Haaland's goal record is crazy.
That's not my book.
This is the worst book of research I've ever seen. Wow, there's pages of it.
That's what you do, mate. This ain't the.
You're not a commentator.
This ain't the 2 a.m. show, mate.
You're not Sam Matterface.
This
You
ain't
do
the
not need
sports
to write
bar,
this stuff
mate.
down.
You have to, mate.
You played football. Just go off the back of that.
Ah, mate. This is the biggest radio channel, mate. The biggest show. Do you know what I mean? It's not Holly FM that you was on it a couple summers ago. Shocking. Wait till Uncle Liam hears about this, Jamie.
Yeah,
Happy, mate.
is that why you write it? Is it because the bosses have said to you, "Go on, you got to start writing stuff. Write stuff down. Do some homework."
Got to, mate. You know what I mean? We don't just get calls on and laugh for 3 hours.
You can.
Not on this
Great.
show, mate.
Yeah, you can. We get calls on,
mate.
no problem. Yeah, writing things down. How are you though, Gabs? You
I'm
good?
all well, mate. Busy. Had a nice.
Where's
weekend.
Al? What's happened?
Al's in Marbella, mate.
Is he?
He's a big one. Because
Did he text you and just say, "Nah, don't fancy it"?
Nah, it was planned holiday. You know what he's like, mate. He's got one of them contracts where he gets
Planned
8
holiday.
Weeks, 8
They
weeks a
texted
year.
me 2 days ago. I was in France saying you got to do the breakfast show. That's not planned.
But you know what talkSPORT are like, mate. They would have known a week in advance.
Yeah.
But you know what they're like.
Leave it
last
long.
minute,
You
yeah.
saying they're shambles? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
and I think
Ed.
there was no
Ed's
one
a
else to do the show, I don't think.
no one wants to do it with you, apparently. Joel Bayer's coming on later on the show. You still all right now? Are you mates again?
Yeah, we're all right, mate. We sorted things out, mate. You know what I mean? He knew he was in the wrong.
Okay.
He upset me. And, his energy's changed. He's a nice kid, mate.
A nice kid.
Yeah, he's a nice kid.
Oh, he's kidding him off.
He's younger than me.
Is he? Don't know.
He's younger than us, mate.
Is he?
He'll be in his 20s.
Well, it's going to be interesting when you come on later because
Yeah,
I'm going to
get him
get
on.
straight into him. But loads to go at this morning. We're going to have some fun. But we're going to do a bit of a cricket chat as well. I'm going to test you on a few things. But 10 months' time, we're all heading for a party in the USA. Come on, England.
The end of another England World Cup campaign. Beaten quarter-finalists. It has a familiar ring to
I
it.
think this group needs a world-class coach. We've got one of the best groups we've ever had, if not the best, and we need a top manager.
Thomas Tuchel has, in the last few minutes, been officially confirmed as the new England's men's head coach.
His job is to win the World Cup, to go one step further than Gareth Southgate.
My strive to push this group of players, to push it over the line and to try to put a second star on the shirt.
England 2, Andorra 0. They maintain their 100% record.
If we want the country to really back us going into tournaments, we need to give them performances that they believe in.
And England have a 5-0 lead in Belgrade.
This could well lead to something very, very special next summer.
Take us from finalists and semi-finalists to winning that trophy.
And Kane's got it this time and fires it in. Job done. Dust off your passports. Pack your suitcases. England are on their way.
This World Cup's going to be one of the biggest there is.
It's a special moment, and everything else will come.
Yeah, England smashed the mighty Andorra, Serbia, Latvia and Albania. And we're off to the World Cup in the USA. Gabs, you've been to the USA a few times. Do you know where we're playing? Do you know any of the states out there?
Well, I'm hoping, Jamie, that we get to play in Florida.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Bit of Miami.
Yeah, maybe a bit of Tulum as well.
Well, that's in Mexico.
It's the World Cup's in Mexico as well.
Ah, right, okay. But we're going to...
America, Mexico and Canada.
You been to Tulum?
No, I haven't, mate. But I might be going if we get a game there. Or, I might be watching Poland versus Qatar. Co-coms in Tulum would be nice.
What's the capital of America?
Washington.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, you're all right.
I know my capital cities, mate.
Do you?
What about me?
Yeah.
I do my prep. I know my capital cities, mate. I was a good boy at school, Jamie. Like you, Dosser. Wagging it, probably. Sneaking out at lunch.
Yeah, out the back window. Absolutely.
Out the back gate of the school.
Look, there's loads to talk about with England. Tuchel planned talks with Jude to see if he get his place back. The Daily Mail's Craig Hope reckons he shouldn't be giving his place back.
Anderson is the big discovery of this international break. And Ali, I'll put it back to you, a person you know well. There's something of Paul Gascoigne about him, the gait, the arms, the physique. I think Anderson is wonderful. And for me, they should build the team around him, not Jude Bellingham.
Wow. That's a big statement, Craig Hope.
But Craig Hope has been saying this for a few months now about Bellingham. He's got a bit of needle with Jude. Ever since... Thomas Tuchel come out and said the thing about his mother.
Yeah.
And Jude Bellingham, Craig Hope's jumped on that. And I've said it on here many times. They can't get to him, Jamie. You know, you've got a superstar that they can't get an interview out of him. They don't know much about his life, and they can't handle it, people in the media. Craig Hope's one of them guys. How can you tell me that Jude Bellingham doesn't go to the World Cup in 26 players? I'm not saying he should start.
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot can change between now. The guy's been out, had a shoulder surgery all summer, just got back to fitness, not completed 90 minutes, and now you're forgotten. Saka was forgotten when Madueke played a few games at the start of the season. It's like we forget what players have done, and then England are beating Nicky no-names. Do you know what I mean? Absolute, like, teams that aren't even going to score a goal again. It's like I see the goal in the qualifying. Wales didn't even, like, lay a glove on them. So all of a sudden, forget Bellingham, forget Palmer, forget all these players.
Do you think Jude Bellingham can be part of a squad, though?
He's got no choice. I think he can.
Do you think he's a player, though, that will be happy to accept sitting on the bench?
Yeah, but Jamie, how much does it change during the tournament? How many tournaments have we been to? And Phil Foden's the main man. He's dyeing his hair like Gaza. Doesn't perform. You're on the bench. Saka's the main man.
Yeah.
Or Sterling. So Jude Bellingham, maybe he doesn't start in the World Cup, but after the first game or second game, and we're not getting through against a top team, and you bring Bellingham on and he scores like he did in Euros, and then he's in the team.
Yeah.
No one's saying he should walk back in, but he can. He's
But it does feel like Thomas Tuchel's building a team. You know, the last two, camps that we've seen from England hasn't involved Bellingham, and England have looked really good.
Against who?
No, I hear you.
We could get a team together, mate, to beat some of the teams that England have been.
Me and you?
talkSPORT could get a team together. We'd have Dino up front, mate. And Brazil off the left. Danny Murphy and you in the middle,
me and Murph popping it.
Yeah.
Where are you playing?
Crocky centre half. Sam Matterface right back. No, but jokes aside.
McCoy's not getting a team?
Nah, Coisty, mate. I got no knees, mate. Knobbly knees.
Yeah.
But
doesn't score in the Prem.
What I don't like about journalists like Craig Hope is that once they've got it in for a player, they keep going on about it. Anderson doesn't play in the same position as Jude Bellingham. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, but we have been talking about Jude Bellingham potentially dropping deep.
Not into a 6. Anderson's going to be the 6, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or maybe Rice and Rodgers in front at the moment.
Yeah, I hear.
So Bellingham's fighting with Rice and Rodgers, and things can change. Injuries, form. Let's not get excited here. Jude Bellingham's at 21. He's playing for Real Madrid. Come on.
No, I agree with you. I think he's an amazing football player, but you have to. There is something going on, I feel, with him and Thomas Tuchel.
Why?
And it ain't down to his ability. Because
what's going on though?
Well, maybe he looks at him and thinks he can't be part of a squad.
Why? Because
maybe
he's been
he
out
looks at
injured.
him and thinks that he wants to be the main man in the team.
But Jamie, he's not called up Jude Bellingham when he's had a full pre-season. He started the season playing every game. That'll be a different question. The guy's been out injured. He's not completed 90 minutes. Maybe Thomas Tuchel said, listen, this squad of players are doing well for me at the moment. Get back playing 90 minutes. Some important games come up against Barcelona, Clásico, in November. If you get through all these games without any injury, you'll be back in.
Do you think he starts at the World Cup?
I think he starts, yeah, I do.
Bellingham?
I think he starts.
I don't think he starts.
Really?
No, I don't think he's going to start.
But there's so much that can change.
But I want him to go. Of course I want him there. You want to fit Jude Bellingham.
Okay, imagine we play 2 games in November, international break. He's in the squad, and he comes on in the first game, scores as well, starts the next game, does really well. Be different questions we're asking. Then March, there's games as well to be played.
Yeah.
A lot can change, but if he doesn't start, he doesn't start. It's not the Jude Bellingham show where he has to start. Thomas Tuchel's got to have a good word with him and have a good chat and make sure he understands. Listen, it don't matter who you are. Foden and Palmer might not make the squad. Big names. You got to be part of the team. You got to accept that maybe you won't start, and you got to break into the side. No problem.
Yeah.
But to say that he shouldn't be in the 26 is absolutely wild.
No, that's outrageous.
Have a day off, Craig. Honestly, have a day off, mate.
Have you got a bit of needle with Craig?
Yeah, because I don't like it, mate. We've seen this before with Rooney, with Beckham. We have a superstar player, and everyone wants to put them up and throw them down. Sick of it, mate.
I feel like he said something about you in the past. Is that what?
No.
Have you been built up and knocked down?
Yeah, 10 times. 2007. Remember it? November.
Yeah.
We're joking.
All right, loads to go at today. We've got a very special surprise for talkSPORT's teacher's pet, Gabby Agbonlahor, coming up.
What is it? Teacher's pet?
Agbonlahor could be in here. Gallas trying to shackle him. Agbonlahor! He's surely won it for Aston Villa. Note to Fabio Capello.
The tallest mountain in Europe is situated in the French Alps.
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest in the French Alps.
Braveheart?
Yeah.
100 times.
Can you remember the iconic line that he says?
No.
Which pink bird is often seen standing on only one leg?
Peacock. You come into my house on the day my daughter is to be married, and you ask me to do murder?
You are listening to TalkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hart and Gabby Agbonlahor. Monday was a very special day. It marked Gabby's 39th birthday. We've managed to stretch the TalkSPORT budget here, Gabs, and bring you a very special cake. However, we couldn't get the candle.
Knowing Sim. If Sim's got it, mate, he's probably took it from his cat's food cupboard.
What a cake that is. Come on, Gabs, come on, have a bite of it. Come on.
No, mate, not for me, mate.
No? Too many calories?
Mate, that looks like it's been there for about 4 years in the cupboard.
Oh, dearie me.
Also, I don't accept any presents or any messages if it's the day after my birthday.
What do you mean?
So I got a lot of messages of people the day afterwards, and I blanked them.
You blanked them? That's unacceptable?
Yeah. No belated happy birthday or happy birthday the day afterwards, blanked.
Why not?
Because
some people might forget. Yeah, I know. But
don't care, mate.
I'm your mate, but I don't know it's your birthday.
No, but I'm saying people that may be on social media.
Right.
I mean, I saw your social media, then the next day.
So if someone messaged you saying, Gabs, I'm a massive fan, love what you do, you know, happy belated birthday.
No, mate.
Nothing.
I probably blanked about 20 people.
No, you're out of order.
I know, it's what it is.
Yeah.
In this job at TalkSPORT, mate, you know what I mean? Egos. You know what I mean, Jamie?
You like Jude Bellingham. 39, Gabs.
I know, it's been a tough 39 years.
Yeah.
Grey hairs, a lot.
You ain't got any hair.
I know, but what I have got is grey. You know what, though? I had a great birthday, mate. Got spoiled. Went to Estelle Manor, mate.
Where's that?
In Oxfordshire. Unbelievable.
What is it?
It's like a manor, but they've turned it into sort of like a big hotel with loads of the best bar I've been to. Mate, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Bit like Soho Farmhouse.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah,
like
nice.
a bit different.
Yeah.
So I had an amazing birthday, mate. Well, you was in France fishing in France, yeah?
Yeah, I went fishing,
You
a
with?
bit of carp fishing with my son. Went to Le Coin
Oldest
Lakes.
one? Your oldest lad? Or?
My oldest boy, yeah. Love a bit of fishing, mate. Anyway, loads of people who are still playing at 39. Ronaldo, James Milner. I see James the other day. He's still absolutely ripped. Luka Modric, Manuel Neuer. Mate, we've been retired 8 years. What happened?
I know, mate. I know. But you know what, Jamie? It's we played probably 11, 12 years the most.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Bit of non-league? Fancied a bit of non-league?
Not for me, mate, no. Get absolutely smashed.
No?
Mate, I'll get people that ask me to play like over 35s on a Sunday. I'm like, mate, you think I'm going to play against
I'll get you a game at Dorking, you know?
that want to break my leg every weekend? Not for me.
Nah,
no
right.
chance.
Let's look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Yeah, Olivia Bezzaglo is with us. I nearly got that wrong, didn't I? It's quite hard, that, isn't it? Bezzaglo. Yeah, how are you, Liv? You good?
Good, thanks. How are you? I would say happy birthday, but you'll probably blank me, so...
Yeah, don't say it.
Okay.
Too late.
Okay. I'm here...
Go on.
I'm not talking about Chelsea, Jamie.
Well, I'm going to get into about Chelsea later on, right? You and Cundy, the worst fans ever.
You bought any new players?
Coming from a Spurs fan,
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
No,
not having
you
it.
and Cundy, you're terrible Chelsea fans. Terrible.
Oh, but we can back it up, Jamie, is all we can say.
Well, can you?
Can you? No, you can't.
Well.
But anyway, we'll talk about that later. I want to get your guys' opinion. This is a story which just dominates on like every back page, and it is obviously the clubs voting on this controversial salary cap. I'll get your opinion because Villa are opposed to it, obviously, because their wage bill was ridiculous. But just for some context,
Go on.
So there is this meeting that's going ahead. The clubs are going to vote whether they want to or they won't, and it would limit spending on wages and transfers to 5 times the amount paid by the Premier League in prize money to the team that finished bottom. So last season, it was Sheffield United. When they occupied 20th place, they received 109.5 million. So times that by 5, it would be 550 million for all of the clubs.
All of them?
Yeah,
For all of the club's wage budget?
I think that's what it is.
Or not 500 million each?
Yeah, 500 million each. Sorry, yeah, no, not split between them.
Right.
It'd be 500 million each for all of the clubs. But what would that mean for a team? So Villa are opposing it. Both Manchester clubs are opposing it. Basically, all of the bigger clubs are probably going to oppose it.
Yeah, of course.
So that's 550 million you're allowed on wages.
Wait, everything. So it's like wages, and managers' wages, players' wages, and over
Staff,
the
okay.
staff. Yeah, like over the.
Do we know what Man United's wage bill is now?
Probably still really high.
I think Aston Villa's last year was 270 million wage bill
for the year.
For the year, yeah. I think that's everyone though. Like
Man United's 300 million. So okay, so I mean, look, in my head, I'm instantly thinking, right. For the players' context, this is unfair.
Yeah.
The players should be allowed to earn as much as they can earn. Yeah. If you're telling me that they've got to have a salary cap like they have in America, no, sorry, I'm against that. But the football players should be allowed to earn what they can earn. Yeah. And if they're look, we're seeing now football clubs go for 5 billion, 4 billion, right? Football players now are part of that football club who earn loads of money, and they have a short career, 10 years they've got, 6 years at the most to make your big contract. 6-7 years will be your main deal.
Yeah.
That's got to last you forever. Yeah. People forget that. People say, oh, footballers earn a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah, but they retire at 32.
Yeah, but also, should they plan for life after football?
Well, of course they have to.
Yeah, they do.
They get taxed 50%, right? So you're getting half instantly, and then you've got to last that forever.
Do you
Not as much as people think.
No, I know. Do you think so? Obviously, in the back of the Times, it's saying it could hamper their ability to remain competitive and have a negative impact on the Premier League status as the strongest domestic league. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's a bit confusing because 500.
Is this a bit too hard for you, Gabs?
550 million.
Is this too much maths?
No, but
I know it's early, Gabs. Have you not wrote about this?
He's going on about wages and stuff, but he's not even listened to what you said. 550 million, and then Manchester United was 300 million, so you're fine.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense of.
But then why do you think? So why do you think in that case? Why do you think Villa, the Manchester clubs, are against it? If they are going to fit into, there must be.
But like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't add up the numbers. If you said to me it was 150 million you're allowed each club, and I'll say yeah, fair enough. But when Aston Villa's wage bill was 270 million, Manchester United 300.
So this is wages and transfers.
Oh, okay, transfers.
Well, you left that bit out there. I mean, you come in here to do the back pages and you've got it wrong already. Where's your band?
No,
Honestly, it's a
shambles. Read that bit out. I thought I did. Can we go back? I think we need a VAR check.
No, you didn't say transfers.
It says spending on wages and transfers. I actually think I did. I need a VAR check on that.
No, you didn't say transfers.
Okay, we'll go back and I'll go back and have a look.
If you're going to come in here, get your facts right.
To see if you two are actually listening to me. Before I go quickly, I just want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo breaking more records. Just first of all, you Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Don't you dare say Ronaldo.
I'm gonna say Ronaldo because I played against him. So...
No. I'm not talking about who you played against.
Yeah, no, but I experienced playing against him and how good he was.
He was on the bench though.
No, I played against him at Old Trafford, left back. I played really well that day. He only scored 2.
Okay, he scored 2 again for Portugal in their World Cup qualifier. He is now the highest scoring player in World Cup qualifying. He's got 41 goals.
Yeah.
He's got 947 goals for club and country. 100.
What?
Yeah.
So, how many goals?
947.
No,
incredible, isn't it?
It's just outrageous.
It is incredible, and he's on 143 international goals. However, he did hamper Portugal a little bit the way they played during the Euros.
Yeah.
He'll be 41 by the time the World Cup comes around.
Yeah.
Does he still hamper Portugal's way of playing, or do you feel like it's Ronaldo, he has to be in there?
I think if he's playing at the highest level, I think he has to be in there. If he's still scoring goals, then he has to play. But I think the issue you've got is that it's being able to take Ronaldo off. I think that's the problem you've got. If he's not producing, I've watched games where Portugal was struggling and Ronaldo's offering nothing, but he still stays on the pitch and he'll take other players off.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be prepared at that age to be part of a squad, and if the manager thinks you're not doing a business, I'm going to take you off.
But the problem with
is when you've got him there,
the manager
they haven't got like so many options of players that can come in. I mean, Ramos that plays for PSG, when he comes on for PSG, he always scores, but he doesn't start enough games. So if there was a striker out there scoring 20 goals a season in the top league, then maybe you'd have that conversation. But Ronaldo's still scoring goals. He probably has to play.
And it's hard for a manager, isn't it? Because it's one of the greatest players we've ever seen play football.
Yeah.
And when he's still scoring goals, like you say, for Portugal, how hard is it for a manager in a game that maybe Portugal are losing or they need to come back from behind and you're taking off Cristiano Ronaldo? Do managers actually have that in their locker? I don't know.
I don't know if you have.
No, I don't know if you have.
All right, well, look, Liv, go out, sort your facts out.
No, I'm getting... Right.
When you come back in, make sure you get them all correct, yeah? That was today's Back Pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
Back page review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called Optic Yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Jamie O'Hara, Gabby Agbonlahor, and our good friends at Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. 03 717 2233 44 for the headline phone line. For a salary cap. Be good for football. Has the money gone too far in the game? Lee is a Leeds fan and wants to have his say. All right, Lee.
Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, guys. Great show, by the way.
Cheers, mate.
Lee, talking about salary caps.
I just want to flag you up, Jamie, on your
Go on.
reality of the pay that footballers get.
Go on.
Your average working man, I work for myself, your average working man might only earn £2 million across his entire lifetime.
Okay.
These footballers are earning that per year.
I know, but they're not average. They're not average men, are they?
You need to get real.
No, but they're not average men, though, are they? They're extraordinary. They're extraordinary athletes at the highest level.
It doesn't give them a right to earn.
Well, it does give them a right.
More.
Well, yeah, it does.
It does. I take my son to watch Leeds on a regular basis.
Right.
I can only take him to maybe 6-7 games a year because we can't afford to go to any more.
Right, but
that's
fine. But that's fine. But footballers are in a different category, Lee. Footballers earn a crazy amounts of money because they're at the top of their game, and they're playing in a multi-billion-pound industry.
It's not only lasts for a lifetime. You're talking that they've earned enough money in a year that your working man earns in a lifetime.
Right.
You're devoid from reality.
But you don't have a salary cap if you're a banker, if you're a stockbroker, do you? You don't have a salary cap. You have the right to earn as much money as you can. If someone's willing to pay you that money, then you deserve it. They get paid a lot of money, but you can't put a salary cap on them because you're not happy about it because the average man, they earn more money than the average person. Well, they're top football players. They earn a lot of money.
Where does it stop, Jamie? How much do you want them to earn? £1 million a week, £2 million a week?
Well, if that's what they deserve, and the clubs can afford to pay it, these are multi-billion-pound industries. You know, we've got some of the richest people in the world who run these football clubs in the world.
I work in the shop fitting industry, Jamie. It's a multi-billion-pound industry.
Right.
I don't get paid $1 million. You know that. Football.
So what do you want? Do you want the lead centre forward to earn? Do you want the lead centre forward to earn £60,000 a year?
Well, that's of course I do. Of course, footballers deserve to earn some of the money they're earning, but a salary cap is going to make sure that football doesn't eat itself.
Salary cap will ruin the football players over here. They'll go somewhere else. Football players will go where they get paid the most money. That's why Premier League is the best league in the world because we pay the most. So the best players will come here.
It's got to stop somewhere though, Jim, because football is eating itself. Your fans are not going to games because they can't afford to go.
That ain't because of footballers. That ain't because of the footballers.
They're taking the most money out of the game. It's not. Who's taking the most money out of the game? It's the footballers, agents, footballers, and it's only got to be supported by fans, TV rights. It's not sustainable.
But isn't that a question of the
footballers' wages continue to go up?
Lee, isn't that a question for the clubs though, who are charging the fans extortionate prices for tickets? Yes, they need the revenue to pay the players, but they're giving out the contracts to the players, the clubs.
I agree with you, Gabby. The clubs have got to have some responsibility.
Yes.
But the clubs that's going to vote for the salary cap won't win because your big so-called 6 clubs don't want those clubs to break into the top 6.
Yeah. But I agree with you, though, Lee, on the point you made about you can't afford to take your kids to more than 6 games. For the average working man and family, they should be able to go to every game. The price of tickets should be a lot lower.
But I agree on that point.
No, that's nothing to do with footballers' wages. That's on clubs. It's like 2 different points you're making there, mate.
Well, I think we'll have to agree to disagree.
Lee, sorry, what do you do? What do you do?
I run my own business, shop fitting business.
Shop fitting. All right. So you're say you're at the top of your business, right? But you have a salary cap on what you can earn in your business. No, sorry, Lee. You that's it now. You can't earn any more than £100,000 a year. But you've got a job. IKEA want you to fit out one of their massive stores. They're going to pay you £600,000, but you can only earn £100,000 of that because we've got a salary cap. How are you going to feel?
If I were taking more money out than my business sustainably could pay me, and it was going to affect my business long time, I'd be happy with somebody to say you can only pay yourself that money. Because a business has got to be sustainable. Football will not be sustainable if it carries on.
That's garbage. Lee, that's absolute garbage. That's rubbish. You're talking rubbish. Football clubs are getting richer and richer. Richer and richer every week. Clubs got bought for 100 million. They're worth 4 billion now.
You tell Sheffield Wednesday that.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday have got a terrible owner. Sheffield Wednesday have got a terrible owner.
You tell Leeds United that 15 years ago.
Well, Leeds United are in the Premier League. They're doing all right, aren't they?
You go tell Liverpool that when they nearly went out of business.
Liverpool just won the Premier League. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. They just spent £500 million on players.
They nearly went out of business. Football is not sustainable.
Oh, Lee, you're talking garbage. Lee, you're talking rubbish, mate. You're talking rubbish. Premier League is full of money, and that's why all the players come here. Let's go to Mark. He's a United fan. Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate.
You all right? Listen to you every morning. Right, Jamie, you keep saying that these players deserve the wages. They deserve it. I know they have short-lived careers, but, you know, a lot of Italian players, they invest their monies into businesses, so they've got money coming in at the end of their careers.
Right.
You know, I'm a Man United supporter. Man United players, half of them, haven't deserved the money that they're getting.
Why haven't they deserved it?
Rashford didn't even play. Rashford took himself out of the game because he didn't want to play for Man United, his boyhood club that he supposedly adored and loved. He didn't want to play for. How did he deserve the money?
Well, because Man United were willing to pay it. So he's earned that contract. Man United offered him the money. He can negotiate a deal, but whether his performances warrant him being on 350 grand a week is up for debate. Of course it is. But Man United were willing to pay him that money because they can afford it. He's part of what their wage structure is. So they offered him the money. Whether he deserved to have it because of his performances, well, that's why they've got rid of him. But Barcelona are paying him it.
Unfortunately, life used to be about pride in your work. Everyone had pride in the work. No matter what you did.
You're telling me Rashford hasn't got pride in his job?
People don't have pride. Who has pride to sit on a bench week after week?
But he ain't sitting on the bench. He's playing for Barcelona.
What pride is that? What pride is that?
He's playing for Barcelona.
Temporarily.
Well, but he's at Barcelona scoring goals. So
I guarantee
he's gone to a better club than Man United.
I guarantee you Barcelona will not take him full time. Just like Chelsea didn't take Jadon Sancho full time.
Well, he wasn't good enough.
Like Aston Villa didn't take him full time.
But they took him.
He's already had problems at Barcelona, turning in late for meetings. For this club that he now supposedly is a dream come true, and it's like coming home. Well, I'm sorry, he's already been late to a couple of meetings and been.
Well, Mark, you're going off on a different way, mate. We're talking about wages. Do you think there should be a salary cap?
But it's about the money, isn't it? There should be a salary cap. There should be. They have it in basketball. They have it in Australian rules football.
Basketball. LeBron James earns £150 million a year.
I know. But the rest of the team then, their wages then subsidise.
So what happens then if more players start going to Saudi Arabia, to Qatar, to Dubai?
Well, if they've got the money to do that, they've got the money to do that because, you know, they've got billions of pounds in Saudi Arabia. We don't have billions and billions of pounds in UK.
Yeah, we do.
Unless you start getting you've got Saudi Arabian owners.
Yeah, they own Newcastle.
How many English owners own English clubs?
Jim Ratcliffe owns Man United. He's a multi-billionaire.
One.
Joe Lewis owns Tottenham, multi-billionaire.
Okay.
Todd Bowley, multi-billionaire. Tony Bloom, Brighton, billionaire. I mean, I don't know what there's billionaires that own these football clubs. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing with their little toys. But what happens when they decide, I've had enough with that toy and chuck it away?
That doesn't happen anymore, though, does it? Another billionaire.
It ends.
It doesn't end. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. If a billionaire wants to sell a football club, another billionaire is going to buy it. Because these are assets, they're investments.
Okay, it goes in a full circle. Maybe not now, maybe not in 2040, 50 or 60.
Mark,
but
Mark, can I ask you a question, Mark? I want to wonder, what you know, sometimes we have fans come on and they say players are earning too much money. You know, these players, to get to the elite level, the sacrifices they've made, I know there's sacrifices in every job. The sacrifice they make as a kid, the talent that they've got. What would you say an average wage in the Premier League should be?
What I would say, what that player is worth to the club, i.e., how many goals they're scoring for the club, how many clean sheets they get for the club. You know, it has to be relevant to their position, to the job they do. You know, maybe you can give them that sort of money on a bonus-related system throughout their year.
If you score, you get paid.
No. Not if you score. If you put in the work to score goals. You can't tell me that all these forwards put in the work to score goals, because they have to be supplied.
Jamie would never have got paid.
Honestly, I've never had so much rubbish in my life. All these people were moaning about Spurs, like people earning money. Mark, thanks for your call. Like, if it was them, if it was in their job, in their industry, there'd be uproar. But because it's footballers and they earn astronomical amounts of money, and look, they earn a lot of money,
of course.
But they got a short career, and they get taxed a lot of money, and they have to earn it while they can.
But Jamie,
and if the clubs are willing to give them the money, then they're going to take it.
But they don't just get rewarded for nothing. To get to the elite level of football, the Premier League, the sacrifices you put in. I mean, you get kids that during their teenage years, they're going out with their friends. Other kids they're training, they're doing extra. They've got training 3 days a week. They're trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? They're not going out as 19, 20-year-olds. They're concentrating on their training and they're reaping the rewards. So I don't think there should be a salary cap. I think the players, extortionate money, of course, but that's the goal, isn't it? Because if some of the people that are calling, I'm sure if their kids were close to getting into a Premier League first team and getting that money, they wouldn't be calling in.
Yeah, look, the business that we're in football is, at the end of the day, it's a competitive business. If you're willing to pay someone more money, they're going to go to that place. Simple as that. So what happens is you compete, the money goes higher, clubs get more expensive, players earn more money.
Agreed.
You know, that's just the way it works. It ain't going to change.
I normally like this in the first hour. It's normally a peaceful 6 hour.
Got a full switchboard here. Everyone wants to phone up and have a go. Where's Jeff Stelling? Let's get him back. Still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Yeah, going to be joined by a man who crushed my dreams and saved my penalty in the 2009 League Cup final.
Some say I might have read him like a book, to be perfectly honest, but got us off to a good start. And then David Bentley took the next penalty. Blind leading the blind, if you ask me.
Ooh, that's horrible.
Spicy.
That is horrible. Ben Foster and David Bentley will join us at 9:30 this morning. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
You're listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie, and Gabby at Agbonlahor. We're going to continue taking calls on the old salary cap situation. Let's go to Simon. He's a Fulham fan. All right, Si?
The coffee.
Yeah, morning, guys.
Good morning, Simon. It's a bit early for all this ranting.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a bit spicy this morning. It's going well, isn't it?
Yeah, go on. What do you want to say?
Well, the other two guys that spoke earlier, obviously they don't really know the fiscal things, how things work around globally. Because when you look at some of these players, they don't just generate in the ground, they generate across the globe. You can go to anywhere in the world and there'll be a Man United TV on, or someone watching something, or someone's got a shirt on. If you look at it, when we're saying about salary caps, about bankers and hedge fund managers, you know, what do they actually really do? They shift things around. They don't do anything from that point. But they
earn money off people losing money.
Yeah, and you know, I think I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you look at what a top player can actually produce for the club, for everybody, some of them are quite poorly paid when you put it in relationship to people like bankers and stockbrokers and stuff like that. So I know it's big numbers, but you've got to look at it across the board. And, you know, your shop fitter guy, he most probably goes to work at 8 and finishes at 2:30 and don't work weekends. These footballers now are working every day. I mean, I'm involved in a non-league club called Fleet Town down in Hampshire.
Yeah.
And it's still about the money there at grassroots level. You know, people will go where the money is because that's part and parcel of their career. I mean, I don't know what you earned when you was playing, but you know, everyone's head gets turned when everyone's head gets turned when it can earn more money. Of course, that's how the world works. But you know, I think the footballers get a bad deal when they keep getting told that they're earning too much. They are elite, absolute elite people, the top of the top, the cream of the cream.
Yep.
And that's why, as you say, that's why the Premiership pay them, and that's why the Premiership is the best in the world. And it's undeniable. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's why they get what they get.
All right, so brilliant.
Great call, mate.
Let's go to Raf. He's a Leicester fan. All right, Raf.
Good morning, Raf.
Hello.
How are you, Raf? You good?
All. Yeah, happy birthday, Gabby.
Thank you, mate. 3 days late, though, mate.
Yeah, anyway, I know you're not taking it, but however, all I would like to say here is the salary cap may be in popular opinion. However, look what's going on around the Premier League club. You're talking about the Manchester City, how much they pay. I'm not sure about the salary cap, but the most important thing is how much, for example, Manchester United is under debt because of salary cap. Look for the Leicester City, what's happened in the last few years. We brought, obviously, so many good players. We almost get in the 2021, 2022 for Champions League spot.
Man United have made 500 million profit. It come out the other day that Ratcliffe come out and told us.
500, yeah, but
okay. All right, they're in debt, but you leverage debt. Yeah. That's how you run a business.
Yeah, but look for the average team like the Leicester City. Every year by year, 30, 40 million pounds of debt because of the salary cap.
But you're giving average players silly money. That's the problem at Leicester.
Yeah, Gabby. But overall, look for the salary cap. I'm not sure. I'm not a great fan of this. However, the clubs, like the previous caller says, they need to be sustainable. Salary cap. I am just over 150 grand. Yeah. And then I'm doing my work, and then, like you're saying, if somebody will put salary cap on me, I will go somewhere else who pay more.
Well, exactly.
Like,
Right, Raf, I'm going to go to Connor. He's an Orient fan.
Well done,
Hi,
Raf.
Con.
Well done, Raf.
Connor? Connor?
Hello?
All right, Con. Turn your radio off.
Good.
Good morning, Connor.
How's things?
Yeah, all right, Con. Go on, what do you want to say?
Good. Listen, football, as we all know, it's for the fans. I mean, I'm a Leyton Orient supporter, so I'm low league, right?
Mm.
But you're talking about obviously all the money in football, and I get it. But when you've got all the Saudis owning these clubs, yeah, they've got the money to do this and that. But in regards to, I just think like I don't think there should be a salary cap, but I do think that the wages, some of them are outrageous. And me and Danny are in a van, we're talking, he supports Tottenham. So he goes to watch, he ain't got a season ticket. He goes to watch a North London derby.
Yeah.
He's going to spend £100 on a ticket. If he's lucky, he's going to, the price range for everything within these top 6 football clubs,
yeah,
the money is in the Saudis, yeah, but the way this country is at the minute, like, I don't earn bad, Danny don't earn bad. We couldn't go watch Tottenham every week.
Yeah.
Again, Orient's different.
Oh, listen, I agree. Like Premier League, going to watch a Premier League football match is
wild.
Is crazy. It's ridiculous what it costs.
It is for the fans, and I get it's a profession. Like, I've played football, not at a good level, a very low level. I've got friends that play for Cambridge United, Cambridge City. I've got mates that are doing okay.
Yeah.
But you can't say that their wages aren't reflecting on how expensive the game has got. That's you can't disagree, because if say
but they're in a business where they are the elite. Your mate at Cambridge, no disrespect to him, ain't good enough. Right? So that's why he's not earning 150 grand a week. They are the best. They're the best of the best.
I agree.
So that's why they're getting paid the most. If the banker was if a banker was the best, he gets paid the most money. Right? You're in a competitive business. You're competing against other teams. So they want the best players.
Remember when Sterling signed for Liverpool when he was young, and they was I think it was on about 70 grand a week. I mean, how old was he? Like 17.
Yeah.
And then the next, obviously that season he had a banger. The next season they put him up, and then the season after that they wanted to cap him because they was worried about what he was going to do with his money. I understand.
Connor, you see as well, Connor, it's only going to get worse now. Like, you have now academy players that haven't made a first-team appearance that will be earning more than £10,000 a week. 17-year-olds. The money in it now is crazy, mate. It's only going to get worse and worse. And the players playing at, say, your team, Leyton Orient, what's their goal? Their goal is to go and earn this big money. Isn't it?
Connor, you'd love a Saudi Arabian owner to come and take over your football club, though, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, it would be nice, but then you've got the
all of a sudden he comes in, Saudi Arabian owner, and says we're going to start paying 300 grand a week to some players. So you'll be buzzing off it. God, thanks for your call, lads. Lads, I got a break.
Thank you, Connor.
Coming in. We'll try and get a few more on. 03 717 22 3344. Is a salary cap good for football? Coming up, we're going to return our attention to Jordan Pickford and whether he will regret staying at Everton his entire career. That's next.
Shin pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hire, and Gabby, Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best you car deals guaranteed. On the way for you this morning. Stay tuned. Private football coach Saul Isaxen, whose clients include Antoine Semenyo, Noni Madueke. He joins us in the studio for half an hour after 7:30. I might try and beg him to get Semenyo to Tottenham. Even though, as well, that we're going to talk about Everton. Are they really a small club? Ooh.
Amazing game. It's all over. Everton have won the FA Cup. Manchester United, the favourites, have been beaten by the underdogs.
Being at Everton for, I think, my 9th season now, something I've learnt is they just want 100% for the badge.
Yes, they've won league titles. Their last league title
38 years ago.
Right, 38 years ago, right?
If you're 35, Everton aren't a big club.
Everton are a huge club who have just built a brand new stadium, and I agree it has got to stop somewhere, and that usually stops, guess when, guys, when your club goes down. We're the founders of the Premier League, guys, and we've never gone anywhere.
Personally, I think in my lifetime, certainly in the Premier League era, Everton are the biggest underachievers.
We were trying, but when you play with small clubs, always it's difficult. They play deep and they try to do the same.
The voice at the end, Rafa Benitez, 2007, infuriating the Evertonians by claiming his Liverpool side have been held by a small team. Lee Dixon caused a similar stir on England commentary during the Latvia game, causing the club to respond on X with a list of their honours. Look, they've had a nibble, Everton. Do you think look, Jordan Pickford, right? He's been unbelievable for, for England and Everton. And I think what Lee Dixon was trying to say, that he should have gone to a bigger club if he had the opportunity.
Oh, Everton are a big club, mate. They are. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking at you.
But I do think that
What makes them a big club, though?
I think the history that they've got.
Yeah.
Yes, in recent years, of course, they've underachieved, and we say it every season. Newcastle broke that curse of not winning a trophy for so many years. Everton need to. Aston Villa need to.
Yeah.
It's been over 30 years for Aston Villa as well. Like, these clubs need to start winning trophies for their fans. But I would say, especially fan base, mate, as well.
Well, I agree.
Everton are big, and I don't want to get beat up by Tony.
But Lee Dixon, look, he's talking about Arsenal, Man United.
Of course.
He's talking about Liverpool. Like, Jordan Pickford, really, I think is one of England's greatest goalies. He's that good of a goalie.
Yes, very good.
And, if he stays at Everton for the rest of his career, he might finish with no trophies. None.
Yeah. But where would he go now at his age? Why is Pickford early 30s? Where would he go now?
Do you think he should have left?
What are you trying to do to me here?
I'm just asking a question. Go on, tell me what you think, because I know what you think.
No, listen, if there was an opportunity to go to a bigger club and win trophies, I'm sure we would have thought about it. But the love he's had from Everton fans, and he's still getting into England squads playing for Everton.
Yeah,
no England manager's ever said to him, no, you need to go and play higher to keep your number one spot. So he loves the club. So I'm happy. Maybe we need more of that from players.
Yeah.
Stay loyal to clubs and go and win something with Everton.
All right. Let's speak to legendary Merseyside reporter at the Daily Mail. Dom King joins us now. All right, Dom.
Good morning, Dom.
Morning, Jamie. Morning, Gabs. How are you?
Dom, yeah, I mean, look, Everton had a little nibble about the Lee Dixon comments, and it did create a bit of a debate about, Everton as a big club. They are a big club. You can't get away from it. But do you think maybe Pickford will look back and think, I've missed out on potential trophies?
No. He's absolutely 100% being committed to Everton all the way through since he came here. He has had chances to go. There was an opportunity 2 years ago when there was talk of Manchester United. Manchester United had an eye on taking. If Everton had gone down in 2023, there was a situation being discussed where Pickford would have ended up at Manchester United and James Trafford would have ended up at Everton, because there was a recognition ahead of a European Championship season that Everton wouldn't have been able to keep him in the Championship before he was going to a major tournament. But the reason Everton didn't go down is because for the 2 years previous, Jordan Pickford almost kept them up on his own at times. He is the reason. He is one of the main reasons that Everton are able to play as a Premier League club in this magnificent new stadium. He has been.
I agree.
He's been outstanding, not only on the pitch but as a leader around the dressing room, as someone who looks after the technical staff and the workers who are around the place every single day. He's a faultless kid. He's absolutely proud as punch to be an Everton player, and it's probably really disparaging to Everton to suggest that he hasn't had a good career because he hasn't gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's going to be an Everton legend. He's going to be able to, in 20, 30 years' time, he's going to be able to walk back into the club, and everybody will throw their arms around him the same way like they've done with Seamus Coleman. Yes, everybody wants to see their teams winning trophies, and yes, it has been way too long for Everton to have silverware. But you know what? There's some things in life that are more important, and having respect and having recognition of what you are as a person. And Jordan Pickford embodies everything about that.
All right, yeah, I
totally agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's an amazing player. Let's talk about the salary cap, because there's been talk of it, that the clubs are going to vote on it. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I've only just sort of picked up the story this morning. It's extraordinary. I don't see how you could do it. I don't see how it could be implemented. I don't understand what they would try and do to the Premier League in terms of turning away potential players. the high achievers who have come into the league on big deals. Yeah, yes, I know some people would argue that there is too much money in football, but all that's being spent on the pay is on the players is what's being earned. I don't see how you could do that.
How do you do it for clubs like Chelsea? They've got everyone on 8-year deals, Dom.
Who polices it? Is it a Premier League thing? Is it a governance thing? I don't know. I don't understand how all of a sudden this could come in. What do you do to the players that are on contracts?
Apparently,
you're on a contract, right? We've got to take X amount off your weekly wage now to fall into line. Well, the first thing that those players will do is say, right, well, I'm going somewhere else. I'll go to Saudi. I'll go to Spain. I'll go to France.
Well, that's what I've been saying, Dom. The reason we've got the best players in the world and we've got the Premier League as good as it is, and we have this joy of watching great football, and the product that we've got is because we pay the most money. Every club can afford top players.
Yeah.
And
Jamie,
we pulled away from La Liga and Italy and all these these leagues because every club in the Premier League
pay big money.
Pay big money. Sunderland come up, spent £100 million.
Yeah, Jamie, Gabby, what when we were kids, what were we growing up watching on Channel 4 every Sunday?
Yep.
Serie A.
Gazzetta Football Italia.
You'd sit in front of the TV every Sunday to watch Serie A, and you'd look at the players, Papman, George Weah,
yes,
all those guys. I could go here
Ronaldo,
next 20 minutes. All of them, exactly. Yeah, and why were they in Italy? Because the Italian clubs were paying the biggest wages. That's how it is.
Exactly. Moving on now, Dom, to the weekend. Big game, Liverpool, Manchester United. It's not been great for Liverpool before international break. Manchester United got a much-needed win. What do you think about this game, mate? How much does Liverpool have to win and put in a performance?
It's the perfect game for Liverpool to kickstart things again. I think it was on with Ali and were you on after the Chelsea game when I was talking about
I think so, yeah.
I couldn't believe how Liverpool played in injury time.
Yes.
In terms of why they were chasing the game so desperately when a point at Stamford Bridge would have been a perfectly adequate result and return. No, I think that the international break came at a good time for them, and I think this is the absolute perfect game because the last couple of years that Manchester United have turned up at Anfield, there's kind of been an expectation that Liverpool would win, and it's created a negative-ish or flattish atmosphere. 2
draws as well, weren't it, Dom? Those games, 2 draws.
Yeah, 2 draws. I don't think it'll be like this on Sunday. I think Liverpool, it'll be bear pit time, and Liverpool need a performance to reassert themselves and get moving forward again.
Dom, you're a star, mate. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Top man.
Nice and gents. Take it easy.
Cheers, pal.
Dom King there from the Mouth.
Sense.
Yeah, talking sense. Yeah, someone here's got to.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We're taking more calls on whether football needs a salary cap. 03717 22 3344, and we're going to find out why the Huddersfield owner thinks it's a good idea. Yeah, good morning. You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hire and Gabby Agbonlahor. We're taking calls on the salary cap, which is a big story today. 03 717 22 33 44. It feels like a bit of a sports bar, this at the moment. Isn't it? What's happened?
I've had 7 players that are playing now message me.
Yeah.
Well done, Jamie. Thank you. 21-year-olds trying to earn a living.
Yeah, 40 grand a week.
Yeah, just
played 0 games.
They want to earn 250 though. They don't want to stay on 40. They want to earn 250.
Let's go to Adam, who's a Man United fan. All right, Ad.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning, lads. How you doing?
I'm all right, Ad. You?
Yeah, good stuff.
Go on. What do you want to say?
Well, the salary cap, it can't happen and it won't happen, will it? It's as simple as that. How are you going to bring that in?
Well, they're going to try.
People earning
a vote on it.
People earning 250, 300, 350. You can't all of a sudden tell them, no, sorry.
Okay, right. But I want to clear that up, Ad. Right. So Olivia, she's with us now, but she's coming in, and she told us earlier on when she first came in about the story. Man United's salary cap or Man United's wages over the years, 300 million. Right. The deal, what they're trying to bring in with a salary cap is that the team that gets relegated, they get 5 times what their salary cap was, what their wage budget was. So Sheffield United, I think, went down. It was on 100 million or 150 million or something like that, right? You get 5 times that, whatever that is. So the team that goes down, that's your salary cap, 5 times. So it works out maybe 500 million, right? So Man United's wages right now would fit in that salary cap, but it also includes transfers. So they'd only be able to spend a certain amount on transfers. So you say to players now, in terms of salaries, well, it would actually fit in.
Will it fit in 3 years' time, 5 years' time?
Exactly. Well,
I know it's all relevant. Obviously, the team that went down with 100 million might be 150 million in 5 years' time. It all creeps up, but it just won't happen, will it?
You know what else, though, mate? If you're Cole Palmer and these players that are on 7-year deals, you're buzzing, aren't you? You're like, you can't touch my 7 years, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Look, Ad, people don't like it, because you see footballers earning a lot of money. But I keep saying it, and I'll say it again. You see a lot of footballers at the end of their careers go bankrupt. By the way, they run out of money. They spend. We spend money. They live to their means at the time, and once their career stops and they're gone and they're out the door and the career's over. Not everyone knows how to invest money in businesses. Not every footballer has the education, has the skill set to go and earn money after football. They're relying on the money that they earn when they play.
Yeah, and the more you've got, generally, the worse you're going to be at spending it and looking after it as well.
Of course it is.
You can see
it's a natural thing in any world, right? You earn more money, you spend more money. Simple as that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Olivia's joined us again for more on this story. And do we have to apologise to you? Because apparently... let's not look back. Let's look forward. Yeah, I think we should look forward.
No, so I did call for a VAR check when I came in to do my job earlier on. I don't know if you guys heard it. I was just giving the boys some context on what this might mean for clubs and how much money they would have to spend on wages and transfers. But I got called out for apparently not doing my job. So shall we have a look if these two were doing their job
Very petty.
and having a listen to me? Let's have a look, shall we? The clubs are going to vote whether they want to or they won't, and it would limit spending on wages and transfers to 5 times the amount paid.
Okay. Didn't hear that.
So just first of all, I'd like an apology from both of you.
I think we should move on from that.
I'm not moving on until
I want to say sorry, and I think this is the reason why me and Jamie retired so early. We didn't listen. It's been happening for years, Olivia. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For, not
Jamie, come on.
No, you're a Chelsea fan.
That is petty, that is.
No, I'm not saying sorry.
These two not doing their jobs and listening in the morning. Just want to, obviously, it's created so many, people coming in and wanting to talk about this.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is 14. You know, how the VAR vote was done? 14 out of the 20 Premier League clubs need to vote for it.
Okay.
I don't know if they will, to be perfectly honest. I think it's quite unlikely that it will be brought in. Mm-hmm. But just looking at there was a study on the 22-23 season, and even though revenues across English clubs went up 11%, clubs were still at a loss. They still lost money of around £1.2 billion back in 22-23.
Mm-hmm.
Now, United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe has called it absurd. He's absolutely no way. The PFA have actually objected to that as well. They are saying that they don't think the clubs actually understand the implications of what they're voting for here.
Mm-hmm. The PFA are going to, they're for the players, right?
Yeah. So
they're going to say no.
Yeah,
PFA have always been against the salary cap.
Yeah. And And which I found interesting. So YouGov did a poll on fans, right? And obviously you guys have been hearing from fans today. So 64% of fans overall, so they did a study overall, were like in agreement with it. They thought it should happen. 67% of those traditional Big Six fans also would back it, which I found quite surprising, to be honest. I like the others were like 60% of non-Big Six teams, which I completely understand.
Yeah, of course.
But for those Big Six clubs, I was a little bit like,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the best players go to the Big Six clubs because they pay the most money.
Yeah.
So if all of a sudden now you say you want to bridge the gap, the Big Six don't want to bridge the gap. No. They want to keep that gap as far away as possible.
Do you want to bridge the gap, though? Do you want to see a more competitive...
No.
You don't want to see a more competitive Premier League?
Oh, I want to see Tottenham in top of the league.
That's never going to happen, so...
no, I mean...
But you don't want to see,
I do.
You do, yeah. So you would be... Would you be...
No,
in favour?
No, because... My team, Aston Villa, spent 290 was their revenue. I think it was 270 million wages.
Yeah.
So they're trying to bridge the gap, but they're struggling with how much they're having to pay players to maybe come to the club, like Martin and players like Marlon. Maybe the wages that they're paying them are more because they've chosen Aston Villa.
I think this is the thing. Fans obviously calling up are being like, oh, yeah, we want this salary cap. We think it's a good idea. But also I think they're forgetting that, yeah, OK, it's wages, but that also then limits the club's spend on transfers. And Villa and Newcastle, all they've been doing over the last few years since these PSR rules came in are moaning about not signing enough
Olivia,
players.
I think, like Jamie said already, I think a lot of the fans that are phoning and messaging are fans that just don't like the fact that the footballers are earning crazy money.
And
I think that's what it's down to.
That's besides the point, though.
Exactly.
It's not got anything, you could argue, you can not like that, but that's not a reason why a salary cap should come in just because you don't think that they deserve 150, 200.
Listen, there's footballers out there who don't deserve what they're earning, but at the end of the day, they made it to the top of their trade and someone is willing to pay them that money. Now, whether they've done the business when they've got that contract, well, that's obviously up for debate, but there's plenty of footballers out there who are earning money who should be earning more money. Because of what they're producing. So, it swings in roundabouts. Sometimes you're going to get a dud. Jadon Sancho comes over, incredible amount of money, and he hasn't done the business. But he was an incredibly talented footballer, and someone was willing to pay him that money.
No one forced Manchester United to give him 250, 300 grand a week on a 5-6 year deal. No one forced them to do that.
Yeah. Just before I go,
on.
you said, it's TalkSport breakfast, but it does feel a bit like the sports bar. So we thought, why not get this little message sent in?
Oh, here we go.
From my favourite man at TalkSport. It is, of course, Mr. Jason Cundy.
Oh, no.
C1.
Morning, nuts. Great show. No, I'm not listening, mate. I'm in bed. I've been asked to do this video, right? If Arsenal were to win the Premier League or the Champions League. Now, I'm kind of bracing myself. I think Arsenal are going to win it this year. I think you're going to have to slowly but surely, mate, over the coming weeks and months, try to make peace with it. Because I fear, like you, that Arsenal are going to win the title, right? Defensively, they're brilliant. They're well organised. They're not particularly as easy on the eye as they were 2 or 3 years ago, but they are efficient and they're a dangerous team, mate. I, like you, fear the worst, that it's going to be Arsenal's year. And I don't know how the sports bar is going to deal with it. I don't know how we're going to cope, mate. But you know what? If there is the worst case scenario for me, it has to be last day of the season, Arsenal needing a win, and Spurs needing a win to win the Premier League. It's the worst choice ever. But you know what, mate? I'd rather Arsenal win it because I could not have you and any Spurs fan gloating about winning the Premier League. That would be worse than anything, by the way. Still world champions, up the Chelsea.
Honestly.
Yeah, still world champions up the Chelsea.
Too early in the morning to hear that noise.
That message was to do with, obviously, we've had fans calling in, so we were actually thinking, which sets of fans are the most unbearable?
Manchester United.
Arsenal.
Arsenal fans are the worst fans ever.
Arsenal. And do you know what it is?
Chelsea fans are bad as well, though.
No, we're not.
No, you lot
fans
are
bad, right? I thought Liverpool fans were bad. Then they won the Premier League, and then it was fine, right? Got over it.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, for the last 20 years, since Arteta's been in charge, right, I feel like they've been the most vocal about how good their team is without having anything to back it up with.
Agreed.
Anything. And that's where the frustration comes with Arsenal fans, because they claim that they've got the best defence, they've got the best right winger, they've got the best this, the best that, the best centre mid, but they haven't got anything to show for it. How can your fans? The audacity. We, Jamie.
No, we.
We.
The club world champions.
Chelsea fans.
Get out of here.
I mean, it's a fact, whether you like it or not. We are the world champions. But at least we back up. At least we can go with
Champions
our team
Leagues,
and we back it up with Champions League, Europa Leagues, Premier Leagues. What do you back it up with?
You're the third biggest club in London, and just put that out there. Olivia.
What on...
Off you go. See you later. We'll speak to you in a bit. We're going to be joined live in the studio by a man who coaches Antoine Semenyo privately. He can tell us exactly how much he's worth and whether he has an eye on a move to a bigger club. That's next.
Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from recent years at the Ryder Cup. As caddy Billy Foster went to relieve himself at the Belfry, he noticed only one of the two cubicles had toilet paper. Shortly after he'd sat down, Tiger Woods went into the empty cubicle and realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, "Europe, one up." Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina. Rory McIlroy overslept and was in danger of missing his Sunday tea time. Thankfully, travel organiser Erica Stoll sorted him a police escort, and 3 years later, McIlroy proposed. Scottish legend Sam Torrance tells many a yarn about the great Ballesteros. Apparently, Seve would regularly give coaching clinics to his European teammates. When the same players asked for help a week later at the Italian Open, Seve would tell them to Having started with a Billy Foster story, let's finish with one from the 12th tee at Oakland Hills in 2004. It was Jimenez and Garcia against Westwood and Clark in a practice round, and as they finished, Foster decided to jump in the buggy and speed away with all their clubs, only to lose control entirely and see it careering towards the spectators. Thankfully, the Red Sea parted and the buggy smashed into a tree, with viewers and clubs still intact.
good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hire and Gabby Agbonlahor and our friends at Arnold Clark get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. We're joined by a special guest in the studio. Something that is becoming more and more regular now is private coaching as pro footballers. They're always looking to get an edge over their opponents. Some clubs don't want their players doing separate coaching though. So what exactly goes on? And is this the future? Well, we're joined by one of the top private football coaches who assists some of the Premier League's finest. Phil Foden, Noni Madueke, Antoine Semenyo, just to name a few, have enjoyed good starts to this season. Happy to say Saul Isaxen joins us live in the studio. All right, Saul?
Good morning, Saul.
How you doing, fellas?
Good morning, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Jamie, before we start, I just wanted to ask you how long you needed me and Jamie to get us into
get into shape. Well, you looked at us right now.
Well, I'm known as one of the world's best, but it might take a while, gents. I'll give it a go.
40 months.
Look, let's start from the beginning, Saul, because look, private football coaches have been around for a while. I had one up in Birmingham, I was at Wolves. I've had them over the years. How did you start? How did you get into getting some of these top players?
I started my career in America. I went to coach in America, and it was quite popular, private coaching, just grassroots sort of level. Then as I got a job at Tottenham, I worked at Chelsea, and then the academy players came in, and then the pro players came in. So it's sort of like a bit of a journey from there, really.
Okay, yeah.
So, Jamie, I was going to ask you, listen, players are different now, and I've noticed that, my generation, maybe a Tuesday night or a Wednesday off, I'm heading into Mayfair.
Funky Buddha.
I'm on a night out. I see Jamie outside waiting in the queue. I'm straight in, of course. But now the players are totally different. You know what I mean? A day off, they want to be doing extra. Is that what you're seeing? Where you get calls to players, can I do this on my day off? I want to do a bit of work on a certain thing.
I see like the next generation coming up, these young guys, I think they realise like the best do more.
Yep.
How much difference that can make. They want to put a bit extra in. They want to make it maybe stand out when they first go in, maybe for pre-season. Might get them on the tour, might get them in the contract, might get them in the team. So I think now you're seeing it's definitely more common.
Look, obviously you're coaching Premier League footballers. Do you know how the clubs feel about that? Do they know that you're working with these players?
Yeah, give you an example. When Noni first went to Chelsea, one of the first things he said, look, I work with Saul, I want to carry on. They said they wouldn't let us do it at the training ground. That was fine. They said, fine, just be aware. But they're aware of it. Noni's got his own physical coach, so we monitor his loading. So they are. I mean, look, I think fair enough, they're maybe sceptical of the process because they don't control it. But I think everybody loves the results, because if you see the results that I get, what the players get when they do extras, it's a no-brainer.
Is it a little bit, though, where you're undermining them a little bit in terms of what they are capable of doing for their player?
Well, I think it's about marginal gains, isn't it? I'm a specialist in what I do. That's my specialism. I can work individual players. I set up practices, and that's the feedback I get back from them. They said that's specialised. That gets them results. That transfers into the game. So I see it as adding value to it, really. Mm-hmm. And maybe like those players don't necessarily get that at the clubs, because there's a lot of players at the end of the day. Maybe there's not the coaching staff, and so that specialism is what I bring to the table.
What would happen now though with someone like Madueke who's had a bad injury? When would you get involved with him now as he's out injured?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we did some stuff in the off-season, haven't done anything since. So when he's back and running, we talked about maybe doing something in the next international break and going to do some hot weather training maybe. But that's back. He's got to be back and fully fit. And, we're always conscious of his loading and where he is, as a player.
But the club can't, they can't watch his load when he's with you.
Yeah, but the player knows where he is, and obviously you remember as well. So, for example, I'm not doing lots of high-intensity running or anything. It's all short and sharp. There's more recoveries. Yeah. So you obviously monitor, you check your load and what you're doing in the session, and the player knows what they're doing. But listen, you've got to be careful. But I mean, you just got to be sensible, I think.
Mm-hmm. What about the off season? Because more and more now you see it on social media. Players will take their fitness coach away with them and do. A lot of them go to Portugal, don't they? And they do it in the campus in Portugal. Is that something you're seeing from the players? They want you to come away and do bits with them in the summer.
Well, listen, last few years, every summer I've been away with Noni. We'd go to Marbella, something like that, to the Marbella Football Centre. This off-season I was back with Bellingham and Semenyo. We were in Monaco in south of France. So I think they'll go away, they'll go on holiday, and then they'll say, right, I want to do some extras. I want to be sharp and be ready to when I go back in. So I think gone are the days where players used to have the holiday and go back in pre-season. That's day one.
Are you telling me they don't have 3 weeks in Ibiza? What type of life are they living in?
Everyone during the summer. What's that?
They'll still have the 3 weeks. They still have the 3 weeks in Ibiza, but they'll have, they'll be doing some stuff.
You telling me they can't go back half a stone overweight? What's that about?
But it's so important as well about trust, like you says, even during the season, off season. If you've got someone you trust and knows your body like you do, it's better than them going away on holiday, for instance, and just getting anybody from a hotel to help them get their fitness, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what, all these elite performers in any sport, they find someone they can trust and something that works. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes.
Something that works, they get the outcomes, they trust you, you turn up, and they're going to get everything they want 100%.
So what about this app? Because I heard that you've got an app now that you've. Can you explain that a little bit?
I've had my personal football coach as an app. I've had it for over 10 years. Started off as like a player and parent thing. Can download individual technical training. Can do anywhere in the world. Clubs used it. Arsenal have used it. Blackburn use it in the academies, and clubs all around the world. So it's more like a individual technical training really for anywhere.
What's it called?
It's called My Personal Football Coach.
My Personal Football Coach. Lovely.
Look, we've got loads to talk to you about, and I want to speak to you about some of the players you obviously coach. But we've been talking about the salary cap and footballers, and they're earning a lot of money, and you're obviously dealing with footballers who earn a lot of money. What do you make of the salary cap?
Yeah, I was listening earlier on. I think you just got to play the players what they're worth. I mean, where the rest of the money going to go? So I think it's difficult for a salary cap, and we've got the best league in the world. The Premier League's the best league. We've got the best players. I think if you introduce a salary cap, I think it's going to affect that, and it might dilute the product.
I think as well, Saul, you'll know better than most of us about what these players put in. I feel like some maybe fans out there feel that like players get paid this crazy money, but they're just given a chance to play for Chelsea or Arsenal. That what they go through during the academy, the extra they do, the sacrifices that their friends probably going out at 16, 17 with their friends after school, they're there doing extra training, aren't they?
It must feel hard when they're in Monaco for 3 weeks with Saul on the back of a yacht.
Difficult Monaco, man. It's a bit cloudy.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
Driving up hills.
Yeah, they're training on Astro. It must be horrible.
I think it hit the nail on the head. These guys are, they're the outliers. They're the 0.1 percenters. They work so hard. It's a long journey. Semenyo, for example, an inspiring journey. Didn't play academy football. Worked really hard. Lots of knockbacks. Made his way through it. This guy deserves everything he can get. I
want to talk to you about Semenyo because I think he's absolutely amazing footballer. I'd love him.
He's not going Spurs. Stop it.
I'd love him at Tottenham.
Don't even say it.
But we're going to carry on with your chat, but still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Yeah, we're going to take some more of your calls this morning. People getting involved in the salary cap. 03 717 22 3344. Do you think it's good for football? Do you, the fans, feel like players are paid too much? Do we want a more competitive football pyramid? And is the best way to get it by capping football players? We're taking your calls on that. Saul is staying with us as well. We're going to talk to him more about the players that he works with. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, you are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hart and Gabby Agbonlahor. We're still joined by private football coach Saul Isaxen as well. We're going to have more of a chat with him. But first, if you want the chance to win up to £100,000, no salary cap on this, you better listen up right now. That's right. Our biggest cash prize today has landed. And we're going all in, giving you the chance to win that huge 100 grand completely tax-free. Listen up for all the details on how to enter.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Right, it's time to talk about this man.
Semenyo goes on with a run! What a goal! What an extraordinary moment from his own half, Antoine Semenyo!
He's a player that I think has been improving every season, shining in the biggest of the leagues, and I hope we can keep him there.
Well, Antoine Semenyo at Bournemouth, I could see that boy going and playing for a number of the clubs that sit a little bit above where Bournemouth are at the minute.
Since the start of April, only Haaland and Bowen have scored more than him in the Premier League. He's got 8 in that time, only 1 behind the other 2.
It's time to express himself at Bournemouth, and he's playing quality football at the minute.
Semenyo getting into the byline, now pulling it back. Oh, how has he squeezed that in? He's having the season of his life.
Yeah, 6 goals in 7 Premier League games this season, 11 in 37 last season. So, Antoine Semenyo, he's someone you work with. I'm a massive fan of him. How good is he?
He's just sensational. Box office player, everything. He's got the pace, the power, athleticism, but with the ball. That's what he's elite with. He can go left, he can go right. His ball striking's unbelievable. He's just box office.
When you train him, and obviously you deal with good players, is he one that you look at and you take your breath away a little?
Yeah, definitely. And even the guys who work with me, like the keepers and people who help me with the sessions, they were like, wow, this guy's the real deal. And he does stand out. He's top. He's just electric. And, his consistency, like with his ball striking on the move with his left and right foot, is just unbelievable. He opens his foot. He's got even like almost knuckleballs it.
Yeah.
With that control at full speed. Yeah, it's sensational.
I think when I look at him and his goals and assists speak for everything. I mean, this season, 7 games, 6 goals, 3 assists. 88 Premier League games.
Oh, he's got his research book out. Here we go.
26 goals, 12 assists in 88 games. He's scoring goals, he's assisting left or right foot. And I saw a video that you done with him and spoke about it last month, didn't we? And Jamie, when I tell you, when you see this video, left foot, right foot,
yeah.
I'm talking probably 20 shots with a goalkeeper. No chance for the keeper every shot. And he's proving that now when he's playing in the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he creates goals, he scores goals, he does everything. Like I said, on the training pitch, he came he really did blow me away. But he has that mentality, has the speed, has the quality. And, he's one of the most exciting players in the Premier League at the moment. No problem.
Look, he's at Bournemouth, and this is not a disrespect to Bournemouth, but there's bigger clubs out there for him. And I think eventually you probably will want Champions League football, or want to move on. Do you think he can play at the highest level?
I said this before when we spoke last month. I said he's a Champions League player for me.
Yeah.
Straight away. Has all the qualities in terms of the technical attributes, the physical attributes, has the mentality, wants to be the best, wants to work hard. I think he was unlucky not to get a move in the summer.
Yeah.
I think he's come out of the press today. He's got a
release clause.
I think it's just a matter of time till he goes.
Oh, has he?
How
much is it? We know.
I'm not sure. He signed a new deal in the summer with Bournemouth, release clause.
Know the amount, yeah.
But I look at the league table, look at all the teams, and name me a team he doesn't start for on that left-hand side. Name one. He's better than Doku. He starts for Arsenal if Eze plays in that number 10 position. Better than Martinelli and Trossard. Better than Gakpo. Starts for Spurs.
Yeah, I'd love him.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
He's that good, mate.
I think he is. I'd love him at Spurs. I think we should go all out of him. When they come out and said about an injection of £100 million into Spurs.
Are Spurs big enough for him, though?
What are you talking about?
Because he wants to play Champions League.
We're in the Champions League.
Yeah, but not next season, you won't.
What are you talking about? I think we're 4th in the table.
But you're not going to stay there, Jamie.
What do you mean we're not going to stay there?
Don't start. Listen, we've got a great guest. Let's talk about this later.
Honestly.
He can do better than Spurs.
Garbage.
He can do better than Spurs.
I think Spurs is an amazing football club for him. Perfect.
Do better, mate.
There's a massive football club, brilliant stadium, amazing facilities. I mean, Come on.
Actually, I'm going to the game on Sunday. I better stop.
Yeah, you need to pipe down.
Great club, great stadium, great fans.
Another player you work with, Noni Madueke. I'm a massive fan of him. He got a bit of stick from Arsenal fans. Didn't want him in the summer. He come in, was their best player.
Yeah.
He picked up an injury. But again, he's one, we need fit and firing for the World Cup.
Yeah, he was, and again, amazing start. Again, another box office player. Really surprised he got a bit of a backlash from the Arsenal fans. I think they're eating their words a little bit when he came in because he's, for me,
Arsenal fans.
To me, he was one of the best players at the beginning of the season. Him and Semenyo, really. If you're going to pick a best 11 for the start and beginning of the season, they'd both be in it. Yeah, electric player, works really hard. I think we spoke of it. It was a great opportunity for him in terms of playing for England and, probably Tuchel's one of Tuchel's best players.
Yeah.
And getting that opportunity for Arsenal as well. And just a bit unlucky with that timing of the injury, really.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored this season, 6 appearances.
That's where he needs to go.
His goal record for Chelsea was okay, 20 in 92. Do you think that's something you'll work on with him and you have worked on him?
Yeah,
I
think
finishing skills.
We've been working over 4 years, and every session revolves around that shooting and finishing in the box. He wants to score more goals, wants to get more goal contributions. I think he's been really unlucky. He should have had a lot more assists on the board because he should have been. The finishing was a bit better. I think any player, and we talked about that, what you're going to be judged on in that position is going to be assisting and scoring goals.
What about his weaker foot, his right foot? Do you work a lot on that as well?
Yes. When we first met, we had a conversation like, his super skill was, cutting inside like Robin on his left.
Yeah.
So we talked about, there's going to be a lot of space on the right side. So we said we want to try and help exploit that. So we do spend a lot of time going left and going right. He works really hard on that, his ball striking. And I think last year was probably the first year he was like really balanced on being able to beat players on both sides. At the beginning of the season this year, when he played against Leeds, the players he gave them a nightmare down the right side.
It just adds as well, doesn't it? As a winger, if you can use both feet, then it's like, he can score with his right foot. It's not just all left foot. Like Jamie's mate Anthony, who left Manchester United, you knew you could put him on his right foot, and you knew he's not going to get a good shot off. You can go both ways. Look at Semenyo.
Well, it keeps the left back or the right back thinking, where's he going? You don't know where he's going.
Go either side, Semenyo, and you're like, for a defender, it's like impossible, really.
Yeah, I think for any player, especially any player growing up, like a aspiring young player, you should be working on your weak foot. You want to be balanced, at least, have balance on those both sides.
What are you looking at me about? let's get your left foot out, mate. I've seen you.
I scored
what?
One.
You're a striker. You're a striker.
I scored a decent amount on my left foot.
No, you didn't.
Don't make me get the record.
Honestly, mate, that's absolute
I'll say
garbage.
20 Premier League goals on my left foot.
20?
Yep.
With your left foot?
With my left foot, yeah.
No, I'm not having that.
Let's find out, please.
I'm not having that.
Okay,
Gabs,
maybe 15.
Gabs, you just chase your touch most of the time, mate, honestly.
From your dodgy passing.
If you had to work with Gabs, what would you work on?
Say again. Oh, me. Go on.
Yeah, shooting and finishing in and around the box. That's it, really. That's what you're going to be marked on, getting in the box. Left foot, right foot.
Well, his hold-up play was poor.
Yeah.
So his hold-up play
You know
was
what
not
I struggled with? And, some strikers have it naturally. Jamie's taking a shot from midfield, keeper parries it. I'll be on my toes.
Right.
Some strikers, like Watkins and Haaland, they're there for the tap-ins. The amount of goals you can score from that.
Yeah. So having that instinct, isn't it?
Yes,
that striker's instinct. I think it comes from development as well. Having those players, reaction, doing those transition practices.
You had good instincts on a night out, though, let me tell you. So you're an absolute star, mate. Appreciate you coming in. Good chat. We'll speak to where can people find you if they do want to get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can check out my app, My Personal Football Coach. Download the app, or they can find me on Instagram, MyFootballCoach1, or Twitter, MyFootballCoach.
Right, top man.
Legend, mate.
Yeah, Saul Isaxen has their private football coach coming up. The salary cap conversation has dominated this morning. 03717 223344. Do you think it's good for the game? It's coming up next.
Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across the social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hire and Gabby, Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best car deal guaranteed. On the way for you, though. This morning, Gabby's going to be telling us which star player he doesn't think will be on the plane to the USA. And Ben Foster will be laughing in not only my face, but also David Bentley's. Oh. We're reunited with the man who denied us the League Cup on pens back in 2009. Arsenal fan and content creator Joel Bayer. He will tell us whether his team are ready to handle being title favourites. I'm surprised you've allowed him back on, Gabs. I thought you two had a bit of needle, no? Is that all gone away, is it?
We sorted it out, mate.
Right, okay.
Jamie, you got to let it go, mate. You can't be, you know what I mean, hold grudges, mate.
It's funny, yeah? It's not what you were telling me. We've been asking the question this morning, though. Has money gone too far in English football? Do we need a salary cap? It's already sparked quite a reaction this morning.
Salary cap, it can't happen and it won't happen, will it? It's as simple as that. How are you going to bring that in?
You look at what a top player can actually produce for the club for everybody. Some of them are quite poorly paid when you put it in relationship to people like bankers and stockbrokers and stuff like that.
The clubs, they need to be sustainable. Salary cap, if somebody will put salary cap on me, I will go somewhere else who pay more.
Your average working man might only earn £2 million across his entire lifetime.
Okay.
These footballers are earning that per year.
I know, but they're not average. But they're not average men, are they?
But it's about the money, isn't it? There should be a salary cap. There should be. They have it in basketball. They have it in Australian rules football.
They earn a lot of money.
Where does it stop, Jamie? How much do you want to earn? £1 million a week, £2 million a week?
If you put in the work to score goals, you can't tell me that all these forwards put in the work to score goals because they have to be supplied.
Jamie would never have got paid.
Honestly, I've never had so much rubbish in my life. That's how it sounded this morning here on talkSPORT. What does talkSPORT's resident former football chairman Simon Jordan think? Let's find out.
If we change our regulations, then players will want to play in Italy and Spain and Germany if they don't. But the challenge is that in the Premier League, they're not too bad. The wage-to ratio is not too bad. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the Premier League is going to be as affected as badly as it is. The Championship is the fifth or sixth best supported league. If you compare the salaries in the second tier of the Eredivisie, La Liga, Serie B, they're not going to be challenged by putting a salary cap in the Championship because you compare the second tier leagues in those countries, we'll still be massively overpaying our players. And when we're comparing and contrasting, because I don't like this compare and contrast, because if we're going to pull figures out of the ether, guaranteed that these will be clubs that came down from the Premier League, guaranteed that these will be Premier League clubs that have recently been there that are now in a Championship. And when we're talking about chief executives getting paid 780 grand and fitness coaches getting paid 280 grand, I agree with you, that seems implausible, but I bet you that's what they're getting paid when in the Premier League. And what do you do on people's contracts when you take them down a division?
Yeah, that was Simon Jordan now. I'm sure Simon, he never wanted any footballer to earn any money, did he?
He wanted us on, like, peanuts.
Yeah, he'd pay for nothing.
Oh, imagine playing the room at Palace, going for a new deal. Get out, you twerp.
Yeah.
You only scored 10 goals.
You're bringing numbers out of the ether.
Yeah, absolute nitwit.
Talking
Get out of here.
Garbage.
You have a new deal when your contract expires. Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be having his say over the next few days on the salary cap situation. But we have asked for calls today. 03717 22 3344. Let's go to Sean. He's Arsenal fan. All right, Sean.
Good morning, Sean.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm good, Shawnee. I'm good. Go on. What's your take on the salary cap?
Yeah, right. You going back earlier on, you said, oh, yeah, top footballers only get 6 years at the top, yeah?
No, they get a 6-year deal.
A 6-year deal. Now, you tell us, what is the average wage in the Premier League?
Now?
Yeah, now.
I don't know. I'm guessing 50, 60 grand a week.
Right. Okay, then. So that's more than the average Joe in the street, yeah? A lot more, yeah? Now, if you said
65 grand it is.
55 grand.
65 grand a week.
65 grand a week.
Yeah.
Times 52 is a lot of money.
Right, yeah, it's about 6 million.
6 million. That's more than anybody.
They get taxed 50%, so it's 3 million.
Yeah, well, everyone pays tax. That's
right. So go on. So carry on your point.
Right. They may be the best at the best.
Right.
But are they really worth that? And the only way this would work, right, we've had a chat in our office today, is if it's not a Premier League thing, it's got to be a FIFA thing. Because as you just said earlier, if they bring a cap in here, the players will go to Saudi. They're all journeymen. They will go where the money is. FIFA would have to bring it in, not just the FA.
But why does it bother you what they earn, Sean?
Well, you saw, as earlier said, it's the ridiculous cost of going to football to start off, right? I'm good at my job. A lot of people are good at their job.
Yeah.
So I've seen amount of money, to be fair.
No, but you're not a footballer. What do you do, Sean?
I'm a company director.
Right. But you're all right, you're laughing. All right, but you're not a footballer. You're not the 0.001% of people that can play football at the highest level.
I get all that, right? I get all that. But I'll go back to my second point more so than the first one. It would have to be a FIFA thing. If they brought that in worldwide, that's the only way it would work.
But you're denying footballers money. You're denying them earning what they think they deserve. There's a big problem with that. Like if there's a massive cap on company director, if all of a sudden he wanted to move somewhere else, go, no, it's not part of the salary cap, you'd have a massive argument about it. Let's go to Neil. He's Everton fan. All right, Neil.
Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, lads. Great
How are you, Neil?
Yeah, good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Go on, what do you want to say?
I would just like to say, I can't believe some of these callers phoning up and moaning about, these players on their wages and that. What they forget is what a privilege we got in this country to be able to not just go to, but watch on telly the greatest football there is. In any league, there's not a league that stands near us. We start cutting the wages, then what we're going to do is lose those players. And moaning about the ticket prices, are they gullible enough to think that if we do start capping these and lowering their wages,
Yeah, I know.
do you think these owners are going to turn around and say,
No.
oh, well, we'll lower the ticket prices?
Absolutely not.
Not a chance. Not a chance. It's absolute. We are lucky. We're a lucky country to be able to watch this standard of football every weekend.
Yeah. People moaning about the ticket prices. I get it. I do, because, you want working class people to be able to afford to go to football matches. It does feel sometimes now you get a bit of a prawn sandwich brigade there, but I don't see any empty. I don't see any empty Premier League grounds.
Well, no, and that's nothing to do with the players.
No, of course
that's not the player fault. They don't put the ticket prices up.
But Neil, no player forces a club to give them a contract. If a club wants to pay a player £300,000 a week, that's their decision.
A player is worth what a club thinks
exactly.
He's worth.
Agreed.
Yeah,
definitely.
And at the end of the day, it's supply and demand. If that player is doing the business and he's up for grabs, and you've got 5 or 6, companies, football clubs, companies, whatever you want to call them, that want that player as an asset, he's going to be an asset to your company. Well, you're going to compete for him. You're going to pay him more money. It's like in any job. If you're a top banker, if you're a top, plumber, if you're a top bricklayer, if you're up for grabs and you've got 4 or 5 blokes who want you, well, you're going to go to the person who pays you the most money.
Oh, but yeah, exactly. These players, they're offered £300,000 a week. They're not going to turn around and say, "Oh no,
I don't deserve it." It's not right. Call it 100 just so everyone's happy. I don't deserve 300. There, I'm a good person.
It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, and I get why people can get upset with it when they hear that players are on $300,000 a week and they don't do the business.
Fault,
but the clubs paid them, and they warrant that money because that's where football's gone. We are talking about multi-million pound, billion-pound businesses.
Yes,
billion-pound businesses work every day. Of course, it's crazy money.
The money is ridiculous. Of course, it is. It was crazy 15 years ago, but they deserve it because they're the elite. They've worked hard to get there. Sacrifices they've made to get there. So for me, I've got no problem with the wages.
And the reason they're at the top level is because they can do it. They're like a banker, like a stockbroker. No one talks about a bonus that a banker gets for £40 million. Well, because he's got it because, he's the best at what he does.
No one talks about actors. Dwayne Johnson getting $300 million a film. No, don't hear nothing, do you? Beyonce at Spurs Stadium.
Oh, here we go.
Earning dough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Massive dough as well.
Yeah.
No one says a word.
No. Let's go to Fraser, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Fraser?
Good morning, Fraser.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Fraser. Go on. What do you want to say?
So, it absolutely baffles me the amount of money footballers are paid, right? So
Why?
Just bear with me a second.
All right, mate. Go on.
Right? How much is your parents' life worth to you? How much is your child's life to you? How much does a doctor get paid? How much does the person that created the COVID vaccine get paid? You're telling me that a footballer deserves more money?
Well, that's the industry that they're in, though. But that's the industry that they're in, Fraser.
Yeah, but
you can't compare them to doctors.
They're both multi-million-pound industries.
Fraser, I agree. Doctors should get a lot more. Nurses should get a lot more. I totally agree. Well,
That's the thing. No one takes both industries. It's all one industry. It's all about football. If you take, that's the thing. Only people are seeing football. They're not taking into the account the medics behind the football pitch and all of that. It's just the football players get that money. Why don't the greenskeepers get paid £100,000 to keep the pitch that they play on?
They do.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they do get paid that.
Footballers shouldn't earn that much money.
Yeah, but it's all relevant, right? The footballers are at the top of the pile because they're the ones who are on the football pitch who are representing the football club. But there are doctors there at every football club. There are medical staff there who are earning really good money. There are,
You say it's really good money, but compared to the average Joe, That's not.
I know,
it's
but the
not.
footballers are the asset of. They're the asset. They're the ones at the top of the tree in that industry. They're the footballers. They're the ones on the pitch producing for that football club. They're the ones that are there representing. They're the ones that have got to do the business on the football pitch.
Yeah,
They're the
I get that, but
0.01%.
would you say that job is more important than a doctor?
Well, of course it's not. But
not at all.
It's not. I'm not saying it's
so
more.
Why don't they cap it? Why don't they cap it and say, look, we can only pay you 500,000.
But
anything over that has to go to your private doctor.
But Fraser, you've got to put them in two different, categories. Footballers get paid what they get paid. That's what they feel they deserve. But I totally agree with you. When I go to hospitals, and then recently been to hospital for my dad, and I see what these nurses do, I say it to my sister all the time, these nurses should be getting 10 times what they're getting. Surgeons, doctors. Exactly. I totally agree, but that's not footballers' fault. That's not a footballer's fault, though, Fraser.
No, but the government can still put caps on it, and
the government can't put a cap on a football team.
They can't do anything, apparently, the government. Well, they bring in a private football adjudicator and nothing. Like, it baffles me. It's always whatever gets us the most money.
Have you got a problem with stockbroker earning £40 million a year?
Yeah. But I can't justify anyone earning more money than someone that saves someone's life. If you're going into a surgery and your hands are literally in someone's body, saving their lives, they should be the most paid people on the planet. The people that comes up with the COVID vaccinations and things like that, nobody knows their names, but they should be the most paid people on the planet, not 70 men that kick a football around the pitch. It just gets on my go. That's all it is. I just feel like doctors, people are so underpaid.
Mate, I totally
Fraser,
I've agreed with you, and Jamie will agree 100%. Doctors and nurses. Do you know what I mean? You see these strikes. Not the industry that they're in. No, but they deserve a lot more than they're getting. The hours they do, what they're doing. You come out an operation. Yeah, you come out an operation. You're so grateful for what they've done for you, and you're like, yes, you saved my life. The treatment you give me, of course, they deserve more. 100%, mate.
But the amount of them that can't afford to do much because they're hardly paid anything, and then they go home, put on the TV, and see someone kick a ball for 90 minutes and get paid $4 million.
Yeah. All right, Fraser. Listen, thanks for your call.
Thank you,
Keep
Fraser.
coming in. 03717 22 33 44. You are listening to TalkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hart and Gabby Agbonlahor. Keep the calls coming in on footballers. Are they overpaid? 03 717 223344. It's started quite the debate. Let's get the latest odds now, though. Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Talking of someone getting paid too much, right, Steve-O?
Not wrong. Honestly, you're not wrong.
Fair play, Jamie. I'll give you that one. That's listen, really good show this morning, boys. Loving the energy. And just go back to that last caller. I don't think any single person listening would think that nurses don't deserve more money.
100%.
The problem is, capping footballers' salaries isn't going to change that. They're two separate issues completely, aren't they, unfortunately?
Well, if anything, the more money that footballers get paid, the more tax they pay, which then should be filtered into the tax system to the NHS, which is meant to pay doctors and nurses more money.
Absolutely spot on, Jamie. In a perfect system, that would be the case. We know, sadly, we don't live in a perfect world. But in terms of the salary cap, I may be wrong. We're not betting on whether it gets voted in or not, but I'd be amazed because the big clubs particularly, they are not going to want to not be able to go out and get the best players, are they? When Real Madrid, PSG, all these other teams can, if there's limit. I'd be amazed. But look, it's a fascinating debate. But I just want to come back to England in a minute, actually. But this is the big O'Hara-Agbonlahor showdown this week, isn't it? Spurs-Villa.
I'm going to game, Steve.
Are you there?
First time there, mate.
Corporate.
Say again?
You got prawn sandwich brigade, you? Yeah.
That's none of your business, mate.
That's a yes, then.
I'm going to get in trouble there. I'll get callers now saying you shouldn't be going corporate.
Be careful, you know. The old Spurs fans, you dug them out a few too many times.
No, man. I got my Peaky Blinder hat ready.
Yeah.
Some disguise, Jamie, big scarf on.
I'm predicting, Gab, you're back in the draw in this game, aren't you?
Draw, mate, all day, mate.
What are the odds? What are the odds on it, Steve? Are we favourites?
Yeah, you are, Jay, 11 to 10. So I thought you might have been a little bit short than that. Thought you might have been odds on, actually, at home. But 11 to 10 Tottenham, 12 to 5 Villa, 13 to 5 the draw that Gab loves. We know that. But I know you've been, discussing the various merits of the two teams. In terms of top four finish this year, Tottenham 11 to 4 to do it. Gab, Aston Villa.
No.
12. No, I know you think they'll finish top 7.
Top 7, mate. It's a great season. Can't spend no money. PSR issues. What do you want from us, Steve?
The excuses are already in.
So many excuses. They're just pouring out of him. Sums him up. Story of his life is his excuses.
Steve, what about Forest Chelsea, mate? Big game, 12:30 on Saturday. Forest need a result. Ange needs a result.
Yeah. Is he genuinely under threat now, Andrew?
Yes.
I know it sounds crazy. He's only been there 5 minutes, but Chelsea odds on 10 to 11. If does another defeat, I mean, of course it piles the pressure on him. We know that, but 11 to 4 Nottingham Forest. They just don't get time now, managers, do they? We know that.
No, I mean, he's in terms of the sack race. I mean, Ange's. Is he one of the favourites to get sacked next?
Yeah, he is, unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, that is actually quite ridiculous, right? He's been there a month, and he's had an international break.
But, I mean, Sean Dyche has already been teed up for the job. Listen, that is the modern one. Never mind salary caps. I mean, managers not getting time is absolutely crazy. And then just one final match. I want to go back to England, but Liverpool versus Manchester United. When I was a kid, this was always the biggest game in the league.
Still is, right?
It's still huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liverpool 8-13 at home. Manchester United 4-1 shots, 130 to draw.
Tell you what, though, Steve, they've got a chance. Man United, they're fragile. Liverpool at the back.
Oh, come on, they still sit second. I know what you're saying. Defensively, they are.
They've lost 3 on the bounce.
I know, but come on, this is a United team that's sitting 10th, and that's what United are, aren't they?
But Steve, the last 2 visits to Anfield, 2-2 and 0-0. So Manchester United have done decent in recent years.
It's got Gabby's draw written all over it, that one.
Draw, mate.
130. Look, boys, how impressed were you with England?
Yeah, we look good. Looking good.
And who wins the World Cup?
Oh, I mean, listen. Well, I want to sit here and say England are going to get there, and I think we'll be. I don't think we'll be a million miles off it. Until you get there and the tournament plays out, it's hard to really put. The big hitters are going to. England will be there. I think we'll get to the semi-final. How that route looks, I don't know yet, but I think we'll get to the semis, and then it's whether Thomas Tuchel can produce a bit of magic.
But according to some people, Steve-O, you know, Jude Bellingham, you know, he shouldn't go. He shouldn't be anywhere near it. He's got big problems. What a load of garbage.
Well, I'll come on to a couple of players. I mean, England are 7-1, which puts them only behind Spain and France, shorter than Brazil and Argentina. I'm not sure that's right. In America, the heat. But look, we've got to see the draw. But you're right. They're going to be there or thereabouts, you'd think. But some of these players, Cole Palmer, he'll make the squad, won't he? 12-1 on, no problem. Morgan Rogers, he'll be there, won't he? Jude Bellingham, 1-4. So we think he'll be in the squad.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I think Palmer and Foden, only one of them go.
Well, Phil Foden is right on the balance. But again, you're absolutely right. 4-6. And Jack Grealish, Gab, you're not going to like this. We think despite him having a great start for Everton, he's 2-1 to make the squad. So there's just, I mean, the boys were talking yesterday, Jeff and Ben Foster, that actually there is such a thing as having too many good players at your disposal. But I don't know.
There's still a long way to go, isn't there? There's still injuries, there's form. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Foden needs to pick up his form. So does Cole Palmer. He's not a guarantee, especially with the groin injury problems he's having.
If he's fit, he goes.
Yeah, but depending on form.
No.
So what if he doesn't score until the end of the season? He still goes?
Cole Palmer will go.
Oh, even if he doesn't perform?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Must be nice.
We say that. 12-1 on. We say he's there. Yeah. If he's fit, he's there.
All right, Steve-O, top man, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, fellas.
Great chat.
Salary cap at Coral, please.
That was a look at the latest odds. All thanks to Coral, 18+, begambler.org. Coming up, can Arsenal cope with being front runners this season? We'll discuss that next.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from recent years at the Ryder Cup. As caddy Billy Foster went to relieve himself at the Belfry, he noticed only one of the two cubicles had toilet paper. Shortly after he'd sat down, Tiger Woods went into the empty cubicle and realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, "Europe, one up." Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina. Roy McIlroy overslept and was in danger of missing his Sunday tea time. Thankfully, travel organiser Erica Stoll sorted him a police escort. And 3 years later, McIlroy proposed. Scottish legend Sam Torrance tells many a yarn about the great Ballesteros. Apparently, Sevi would regularly give coaching clinics to his European teammates. When the same players asked for help a week later at the Italian Open, Sevi would tell them to Having started with a Billy Foster story, let's finish with one from the 12th tee at Oakland Hills in 2004. It was Jimenez and Garcia against Westwood and Clark in a practice round. And as they finished, Foster decided to jump in the buggy and speed away with all their clubs, only to lose control entirely and see it careering towards the spectators. Thankfully, the Red Sea parted and the buggy smashed into a tree, with viewers and clubs still intact.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jamie O'Hara, Gabby Agbonlahor alongside me, and Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, though, is this Arsenal's moment to accelerate towards the title?
I think we all think in football that it's Liverpool, Arsenal or Man City. You don't have to be a genius to think that. I'm not seeing anybody outside that personally.
This might be the last chance of a dramatic late winner in front of the travelling fans, and it's nodded into the near post, and Arsenal may just have snatched the victory in stoppage time. Gabriel up from the back.
There's players to drop in every position now, and I think that's the scary thing for every other fan in the Premiership right now.
Who's top?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jamie. Will you say that?
Who's top?
Liverpool by 2 points,
okay,
but they won't be after this weekend.
Arsenal go top of the table at a canter. Finished here, Arsenal 2, West Ham 0.
How dare you come out and say we're not favourites for the Premier League?
Because you ain't won it since 2004.
What does that even matter?
I love it. And we're joined now in the studio by presenter, content creator and Arsenal fan, Joel Bayer. All right, Joel?
Morning.
I'm surprised you. Are you all right now? It's all a bit pally in here. You know, you're coming in, shaking each other's hands. Last time I spoke to Gabs, it was like, oh, that Joel Bayer, what's he?
Ignore him.
Giving me large.
Don't worry, man. That's what teammates do, man.
Ignore him, Joel.
You know what I mean? We're all good. We're all good.
You're all good?
Yeah. We're Arsenal fans, Jamie.
So you basically, Gabs, you melted, right? When you said to me, that's it, I'm not having him on again.
Do you know what, mate? You know what? It's because he's so good at his job, Jamie.
Yeah.
We had to get him
Appreciate that, Gabby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
we had to get someone that supports the team that are favourites for the Premier League, Jamie.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah, you are here. And look, fair play to Arsenal, Joel. You are top of the league.
We are.
And look,
he can't handle it.
You're not going to win it, though, are you? Let's be honest.
Of course we're going to win.
You're not going to win it.
We are going to win it.
You'll fold like you always do when it comes to March.
It's different this year, mate.
Is it? Go on, tell me.
Our squad, I've got 3 reasons, mate. I knew you was going to come with this. First reason, right? When you look at the squad, absolutely outrageous. Even some of the players that the fans wanted out, the Martinellis, the Maduekes, even Havertz, who's injured, looking good, man. Looking good.
I mean, Havertz looking good. He's injured.
Well, didn't you see his 1 goal that he scored when he was fit? Excellent stuff. You can tell he's bulked up. He's ready to go. Secondly, Liverpool, right? Wirtz playing as a number 10. Salah's supposed to be your outlet. They're confused, mate. Defensively, they look weak. Conceded 9 goals already so far in the league. And thirdly, Man City. Wait, hold on. I ain't finished yet, Jamie.
Come on.
Thirdly, Manchester City. They're still in the transition. No KDB, no new goalkeeper. You know, Kyle Walker's gone. What are they going to do?
I mean, look, you make some really good points, but you're still just Arsenal.
Come on.
You know? You haven't won it since 2004. And you've been there or thereabouts, right? Last season, you had the prime opportunity to win it, and you let Arne Slot come in, swooped in with Jurgen Klopp's team.
For me,
and
though,
dominated the league.
As a neutral, even though I liked Arsenal as a kid, Thierry Henry.
You're an Arsenal
favourite. I'm not. Aston Villa, mate. Yeah. They're my second team.
Secret Arsenal.
But I just look at the season so far, and I look at Arteta's tactics and the way he changed it, and he went more attacking in recent games. I just look at the goals conceded. 7 games, 3 goals.
No, they're good at it.
Defensively, Gabriel, Saliba, Mascara's available. Ben White can't get a game. Lewis Skelly can't get a game. So many options. Odegaard's injured. Madueke's injured, but no one's talking about it because you've got so many good replacements. It's just looking very rosy for Arsenal, isn't it?
I've got a question for you, right? Do you reckon we can with the league, despite everyone saying we're playing with the handbrake and etc.? Do you reckon that's a problem?
But are you playing with the handbrake, though, now?
You are.
I don't think so. Personally, I don't really care. You know what I mean? 3 points are 3 points. And if you're scoring goals by set pieces, it just shows that there's a variation of the way we can play.
Is there a worry, though, when it comes to the back end of the season, the free-flowing Arsenal that I did used to watch with Arteta is gone? And it is very much now, you're a solid base, you don't concede goals, and that's amazing. And you can win titles like that. You can. Chelsea done it, you can go and do it. But is there a time when you need to produce in open play, the corner doesn't quite come on for the set piece, not quite happening? Is there a worry that that's not happening?
Not really. I mean, that's why we've got Victor Gyökeres, mate. That's why we got all of this going on. Do you know what I mean? Because he's there to score the goals when it gets dry. I'm not expecting, you wouldn't know because you guys haven't really mounted a serious title challenge, Jamie. Ooh. But what happens during the league title campaign is you will have players that hit highs and lows. And right about now, Victor, he hasn't scored in quite a few games. You're going to see the stat popping up quite a lot soon. But there's going to be a time when he's going to be on fire. There's going to be a time when, Madueke is going to start scoring. So we don't have to rely on one player or just set pieces.
Do you know what changed my point of view as well was watching Manchester City. When I saw Pep go to 5 at the back and literally parking the bus second half, I was like, oh, I've not seen Pep do this against an Arsenal side before.
Ever.
He was frightened of that Arsenal attack line, wasn't he?
Yeah. He wasn't frightened. I think it was just the way the game developed. It was 1-0 up.
Pep don't do that.
Pep doesn't. He's never done that in all of his years of managing. And he's managed a great team. So that says something that this Arsenal team is special.
Just admit it, Jamie. It's fine, mate.
What do you mean special?
I know.
What do you mean special? I mean, you Arsenal fans, you're unbearable. Honestly, you're unbearable.
What are you guys?
I thought Chelsea fans were bad, but Arsenal fans, they are honestly the worst fans in the Premier League.
Why? Explain why.
Well, they ain't won nothing. Right, they finished. They got 0 trophies last season, and they're going on like they're the best team in the world. Like you acted like you won a trophy when you beat Real Madrid last season.
It was practical.
You've won nothing. You've won nothing. All right, you've signed some good players. You're a good side, but until you get something over the line, like Man City done 4 times on the bounce, like Liverpool done when they were fighting it out with with Manchester City, Arsenal have always just been the 3rd best team. And all right, this season you look like one of the favourites. You do. But the way you look go on, it's like you've been dominating the Premier League for years.
Jamie, you can talk.
Painful.
You really can. There's 3 trophies since 1999.
Europa League champions.
Europa League champions finished 17th.
Europa League.
Mate, you got some stuff you got to sort out.
Trophies.
Come on, man. You can't win it like that.
Trophies.
You can't win it.
Listen, we were terrible last season. Premier League, we was awful. That's why we sacked the manager. So, we got Thomas Franklin. And I'm not putting Tottenham in the same bracket as Arsenal right now. You're miles ahead of us in terms of what you can do, but I think Tottenham fans are quite realistic on where we're at.
No, you're not.
No,
prior to this Europa League, you only had 2 League Cups and an Audi Cup as well.
But we were realistic.
The
Audi Cup. What are you on about? Good trophy. Good trophy, the Audi Cup, mate.
It's a good brand. That's what it is.
But Arsenal fans, I get it. You used to dominate when you had Arsene Wenger and you was there with Man United. Well, they won it a lot more than you, by the way. And, you've never won the Champions League, and you go on like you're the favourites.
They are the favourites.
Arsenal are favourites to win the Champions League. They've never won it.
You guys are more known for NFL these days than football, Dad.
Oh, see, look, that's jealousy. There's the jealousy again. Because we've got the best stadium in the world. Everyone hates us for it. Yeah, Beyonce plays at our stadium because we've got the best stadium.
Boxing fights as well.
Good boxing matches.
Eubank too.
Eubank coming up.
Yeah.
So you can't get away from it. You know, people are jealous of the stadium. That's fine.
But anyway, Joel, looking at Arsenal's next 4 games in the Premier League: Fulham away, Palace at home, Burnley away, Sunderland away.
Easy fix.
Maximum points?
Yeah, 12 points easy.
Easy,
man.
Ooh.
Don't get me wrong. The hardest game I reckon we're going to have there is Fulham away.
Yeah,
but besides
Jamie's
that's the hardest game.
That arrogance there.
Why not?
How arrogant?
Why
yeah, 12 points. You're playing Crystal Palace.
Don't matter. It's at home.
12
it's at
points.
the Emirates.
Honestly, mate. I've never...
We
Arsenal fans.
But if
you're the worst fan base in the country.
But if you look at us in the last couple of years, Jamie, right? Besides a couple hiccups at West Ham and, Villa at home.
Yeah.
We're a team that's able to go somewhere and say, yeah, we are going to get the win. And that's before we had this outrageous squad.
Apart from a final.
I don't know what...
Apart from a trophy.
Yeah, but, mate, we're not talking about the trophy here. We're talking about the Premier League here, You
keep saying, we didn't do that against Aston Villa last season when you needed to win, did you?
Yeah, but, it happens.
Didn't you get beat by Fulham last season?
It happened.
If they Jamie, if they do win the Premier League or Champions League, I do fear for how you're going to cope, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm sending him a video message, voice notes.
Jamie goes travelling for 1 year, tour of Asia,
sabbatical. I'm going to disappear. No, look, you're looking good. You are. You're looking good, but you do get carried away, you lot.
Where's Tottenham finishing?
We're in the top 5. We'll get Champions League football. That's my hope. If we finish 5th, it's a great season for us.
So, obviously, Arsenal, Liverpool.
No,
City,
Liverpool.
in order.
Liverpool,
Chelsea.
Man City, Arsenal.
Really? You reckon you're above Newcastle, yeah?
Yeah, we'll finish above Newcastle. I think look, Thomas Frank's doing a good job. I love what he's about. I still feel like we've got a lot of work to do. We need to sign some more players. But I think with him in charge, I think we're going in the right direction. We won a trophy last season. We were terrible.
The only thing I'll say about the Premier League race is that Liverpool haven't started yet. They're a point behind you. Isak hasn't started yet. Do you know what I mean? They're going to get a lot better, Liverpool.
Are they, though, Gabby? Because if you look at their players, I think they're going to struggle to fit in all those superstars. Salah still wants to be the main man. Wirtz is the number 10. Isak and Ekitike, by the way, they're still going to have to fight it out. Ekitike, he's got a big personality, by the way.
Yeah.
How do you fit in all those players?
Yeah, Ekitike looks to me like he's not going to have Isak taking his position.
Exactly.
It's not going to go down well, is it?
No, I look at Ekitike and think he thinks he's better than Isak.
Exactly.
Yes. So, and look, that's what you want.
Yeah.
But how does that work?
If you've spent 130 million and you got to play Isak.
4-4-2, mate. Old school.
4-4-2.
Get the two big lads down the middle.
I
Big
love
men
it.
up front.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Oof it.
Yeah. All right, so you're all mates now, so we can move on from that, yeah?
Anyone who's anti-Spurs, I'm happy with, mate.
See how Villa are not even in the conversation this season. No
Can't spend, mate. We can't spend.
Yeah.
Can't spend, mate. Billionaire owners can't spend.
Do you keep your manager?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's good.
Be in trouble, but we can win the Europa League, Jamie. I mean, take it off your hands.
Yeah, to be fair, you probably can. Joel, you're going to win it all? You're doing the double?
Definitely, mate. Premier League and Champions League.
Oh, he's worse than Piers.
Honestly, Arsenal fans, mate. Honestly, who's the worst fan base in the country?
I think Manchester United. Because you say one little thing about any of their team and they're on you, social media, they're on you. Attack you from all angles, mate.
Arsenal are the worst, mate. Arsenal are the worst. Right, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
A smile from Giggs. Will it be a smile from Jamie O'Hara, who was in tears when he missed out on a place in the squad for the Carling Cup final last season? He has to give Ben Foster his first test. And the goalkeeper saves it! David Benton. Oh, he's rolled it wide!
I can't believe Ed's played that out, you know?
There's one thing that he was good at was technically he was good, so
yeah.
I missed a pen.
Ben Foster cheated.
Oh.
Yeah, he cheated. He knew where I was going. He's on his way. He was on the show for 4 hours yesterday, bragging about saving my League Cup final pen in 2009. He's coming back on at 9 to gloat even more. David Bentley. He's going to be alongside me. He didn't even hit the target, Bence, by the way. He put it wide. Plus, we got Wilfried Zaha. He's so upset with Jean-Philippe Mateta.
I've got to clear up this Mateta situation because he doesn't want to.
All right, that was a look ahead with Travis Perkins. Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor. Just had Oasis legend Noel Gallagher message me saying, who's this numpty?
Was that the word they
talkSPORT?
used?
And he wasn't talking about you for once, Gabs.
Was that the word he used, though? Numpty, Jamie?
Maybe not that word, but...
Don't lie to listeners, mate. What was the word he used? Begins with B? Ends with D?
Right, keep your calls coming in. We're going to take some more on the fact about salary caps. It's been a big talking point this morning. 03 717 22 3 If you want your chance to win up to £100,000, though, you better listen up right now. That's right, our biggest cash prize today has landed, and we're going all in, giving you the chance to win that 100 grand completely tax-free. Listen up now for all the details and how to enter.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Right, we're going to turn our attention a bit word of rugby. The controversial R360 League is in the news again. It's a similar idea to Live Golf. Players choose to make the switch have been told they won't be allowed to play for their country. That's led to numerous players turning down the opportunity, including England's most capped player, George Ford. And George joins us now. Morning, George.
Good morning, George.
Morning, guys. You okay?
I'm good. George, look, it's obviously causing a bit of a stir, this at the moment. And look, just tell us why the reason that you've decided to turn it down.
Yeah, primarily, I love playing for England. I want the opportunity to play for England. We understand as players at the minute, to have the opportunity, you've got to be playing at an English club. There's probably a little bit of uncertainty with the R360 stuff of whether you can carry on doing that or not. So, yeah, for me as a player, playing at Sale Sharks and playing for England is what I want to do. I'm motivated to do that. So, yeah, for me to do that, that's why I made the decision to carry on my time here at Sale and hopefully play for England.
George, we know players speak. What are the other Premiership players saying about the Breakout League?
Yeah, like, look, we're not going to pretend it's not there. Like, it's been a big talking point as a player. It's obviously been in the news a lot, been in the media a lot. A lot of players have had discussions with the new league. So it is spoken about. Look, you know, from a financial point of view, it is significantly different. What lads the numbers the lads have been, you know, offered and talking about. So definitely making lads consider what they want to do in the future. As you know, I was actually listening to you guys on the way into training this morning about the amount of money footballers are paid. Like, from a rugby perspective, it's nowhere near that. So, like, it's about maximising, you know, your time in the game. It is a short career.
Does that frustrate you then, George, when you then all of a sudden get the opportunity with a new league where financially you're going to get paid a lot of money, and then they come out and ban you playing for your country? Does that, like, kind of feel like, hold on a minute, I'm trying to earn some money here. I'm trying to, make my life better, support my family, and there's opportunity with a league, and you're saying no?
Yeah, from my perspective, Jamie, like, it's all I've ever known, really, that for you to play for England, you've got to play at an English club. That's the way the rule's always been. So, like, do I think that needs to change? Yeah, I potentially do. Yeah, I do think there's something needs to be done about it because, as you said, like, rugby's a tough old physical game and it takes a lot of sacrifice, and there's a hell of a lot of serious injuries in the game at the minute. So you want to maximise your time playing the game, of course you do. So I think that's something that needs to be considered in the future. Having said that, I think the England and the RFU are doing their utmost in terms of giving players EPS contracts, which will be financially better for them players to be involved with than English club and England, obviously. But yeah, it probably still doesn't add up to what the new league are probably offering.
I think as well, George, like you says there, you want to maximise your earnings, and it's a short career, isn't it? Touch wood, players don't get injured, but at any time you can get a career-ending injury, and you're a long time retired, aren't you? There's not always media work and coaching jobs for ex-players. So you have to generate the most you can in your career.
Are we going
to last you to your 70, 80, 85, whatever?
Are we going to see players who are not getting picked for England, George? Like yourself, you're getting picked for England, right? So it's a tough decision for you. But there's players who aren't getting picked for England who are going to look at it and go, I'm off.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? You can't fault them in a way, 100%. Like you've just said there, Gabby. We're in a position as rugby players where the day we finish playing rugby, we're thinking what's our next career? Because we've got to carry on, we've got to earn a living, and financially we're not in a position where we can just sit back and enjoy the rest of our life. It's not like that. So you want to earn the most you possibly can. Of course you do whilst you're playing the game, and then even then after the game we've still got to think about what's next. But them lads who feel maybe like they might be coming towards the end of their international career, or they're on the fringe of their international. You can't blame them for thinking, you know what, like this is an opportunity I can't turn down here.
Yeah,
I understand for you though, mate. You're the star number 10, aren't you, of the England national team? Autumn internationals coming up. Are you hopeful that you retain that spot?
Yeah, well, look, there's a few of us who are going for that spot. There's Finn Smith at Northampton, who's been playing brilliantly. Marcus Smith at Harlequins. Owen Farrell's back at Saracens. So it's great in terms of squad depth, competition for places. Again, I was listening to you on the way, and you were on about Jude Bellingham and what the competition for places for the World Cup, and like it's exactly the same in rugby with. You want the best players being part of a team, and ultimately, if I don't get selected at weekend to start for England, then I've got a job to do in the squad to make sure England win at weekend. And that's the sort of togetherness we want to build in the squad. We understand that it's going to take 31, 32 players to try and go and win competitions and World Cups. Whether you're starting, whether you're on the bench, whether you're not involved, you've got a big role to play within that to make England win, and that's what we all want to do.
George, George, you're at South Sharks in the Premiership. There's a salary cap, right, in the Premiership rugby. How does that look for you guys? And do you think it could work in football?
Yeah, well, there's obviously a cap on which we can spend on our players' wages, I suppose. They've done that to try and make sure that the competition's as even as possible. Some clubs spend up to the salary cap, some clubs don't, obviously because of the financial restraints of the club. Within that salary cap, there's one marquee player which you can spend however much amount of money that doesn't come into the cap.
Yeah.
So you do have the ability to try and bring the best players in the world to the league, but.
Are you part of the salary cap, or are you a marquee?
I'm not sure, mate.
How does that work with the rest of the team, though? If one player can get a lot more than the others, how does that team morale?
Yeah, well...
You're stuttering there, mate.
You get a lot of stick from the other lads, put it that way. But I mean,
you got to pay for the Christmas night out.
Yeah. All the coffees are usually on that guy. What it does do is, for the clubs, they understand that you've got a certain amount to spend, and for the clubs that could spend maybe more than what the salary cap is, then it does obviously does what it says on the tin. It gives you a cap to spend to. Yeah. So what it does for the clubs, you've got to bring, I don't know, 40, 45 senior players in. It makes it very strategic on who you bring in, on what money, for how many years, and who you replace with who. It's I'd imagine that I'm not part of that process, but I imagine that's pretty difficult to deal with.
Yeah. All right, well, you enjoy being the old marquee player, Georgie, yeah? Appreciate your time, mate.
Top man, George. Thank you, mate.
Guys.
All right, George Ford there, England international. Top player. Yeah, good player, and good to have him on. The salary cap, obviously, is something you see in rugby. It can work, but I can't see them, man. I just can't see.
And I feel, Jamie, quickly before we break, that idea you can't go to this new league, and then you can't. If you do, you can't play for your country. That's so unfair.
Yeah.
What they earn compared to footballers is nothing to what these Premier League football players are earning.
And let me tell you, that is brutal rugby. Yep. Brutal.
Oh, injuries.
The injuries, risks. What they go through, the physical attributes you got to have to be at that level. They should, and the fact they're getting banned playing for their country because they want to go and earn more money.
Crazy
stuff. All right, we're going to continue taking calls. So it's obviously been a big chat this morning about the salary cap. You can have your say. 03 717 22 33
When Sir Jim Ratcliffe took control of footballing operations at United, the Manchester-born billionaire was somewhat welcomed in as a homegrown hero, ready to save the club from the dark days of the Glazers. But in just 12 months, he became a punch bag for many fans. So what happened? Let's take a look and you can decide for yourself. The important context here is that over the last 3 years, the club has lost over 300 million quid. And from day dot, Ratcliffe committed to fixing this, which of course is the right thing for the club. But what seemed to get fans' backs up is the way Sir Jim Ratcliffe, accompanied by Sir Dave Brailsford, went about it. For example, talkSPORT understands their lunch options at the Carrington canteen have been reduced to just soup and sandwiches, which the higher-ups at the club say will save them 1 million quid a year. Now that might make sense for many who don't get free meals at work themselves, but it gets a little bit more picky than that. It was reported that after staff brought some stationery, they were ordered to send sellotape back because it wasn't considered essential. The reward for being Steward of the Week used to be 50 quid, but that was scrapped and replaced by a paper certificate. And such is the grip Ratcliffe has on spending, he reportedly scrapped company credit cards, meaning some staff racking up hundreds of pounds worth of expenses and spending weeks out of pocket waiting to be reimbursed. But it's not just the stingy decisions around the amount of tea bags in the cafeteria. In 2024 alone, Ratcliffe oversaw 250 redundancies and more were announced at the beginning of 2025. Now, while there are people who acknowledge that United staff numbers are overinflated, it's the optics which aren't great. Because while all this has been going on, Casemiro's getting paid 350 grand a week, and the club forked out 14 million quid getting rid of Eric Ten Hag and Dan Ashworth. But United fans' rage doesn't just stop here at the cuts. Ratcliffe's unpopular decision to introduce a flat ticket price of 66 quid for every fan, even children, certainly did not go down well. For fans, it feels like the very foundation of the club's support is being attacked for the sake of making marginal financial gains. But Ratcliffe has backed it, saying if you shy away from difficult decisions, then nothing is going to change. And time will tell whether these measures will improve operations at the club and help drag standards up on the pitch. But one thing's for sure, his first year wasn't exactly a charm offensive, and there's still a long way to go for United to be back to where many say they belong.
Yeah, good morning. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. I'm Jamie O'Hara. Gabby Agbonlahor alongside me. Still to come between now and 10 a.m. Myself and David Bentley will be reunited with Man United's 2009 League Cup hero Ben Foster, who's on to apologise for laughing in my face at a recent event. For those who don't know, yeah, he saved my pen. All right, everyone knows he saved my pen. Made me cry again at Wembley. But plus, we're going to find out there's beef brewing between Palace legend Wilfried Zaha and modern-day icon JP Mateta. Now, though, debate that's been raging all morning on the show. Footballers, are they overpaid? Would financial caps be a step forward for the game? Prem clubs could agree to one as early as next month. Man United and Man City already known to be opponents of a proposal to limit spending on wages and transfers to 5 times the amount paid in prize money and revenue to the bottom club. For context, Sheffield United were 20th, Gabs, in 2023-24, received 109.5 million. So that means that the cap would be 550 million. We've asked top football finance expert Kieran Maguire why some clubs would be up for the changes. Here's what he's had to say.
The reason why some of the clubs are keen on it is that the smaller clubs are aware that we now have hugely commercially successful clubs, the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and Manchester United, Arsenal and so on. They're generating perhaps £250 million, more than £300 million a year in some cases, as far as their commercial income is concerned. And the smaller clubs, the likes of Bournemouth, Wolves, Brighton, Palace and so on, they are probably generating low tens of millions. So there's a huge gap as far as the commercial income is concerned. And these proposals completely ignore how much money you're making from sponsorship, your front of shirt deals, perhaps naming rights, hosting events at the ground such as NFL and concerts and so on. So that's the proposal. Looking at the current numbers, I don't think it would actually restrict many clubs, perhaps one or two, in terms of the amount that they are investing in players. Will it be accepted? Certainly the two big Manchester clubs are opposed to it because they are very successful commercially. I think a few of the other big 6 clubs might oppose it as well. Therefore, it's going to be a tough one to get over the line.
Yeah, that was Kieran Maguire there. Gab, just for people just tuning in, where do you stand on the proposal of a salary cap for footballers?
I think total nonsense. I feel it won't work because there's so many players now. We look at Haaland's new deal. We look at Palmer, a lot of Chelsea players, 7-8 year deals.
Yeah.
So what happens then, Jamie? Say if they agree it in the next few months. Okay, anyone going forward, new contract, sorry, salary cap, we can't give you that. But you've got your teammate Cole Palmer on 8-year contract on 250 grand a week.
Yeah.
There's so many existing contracts that will be there. I just don't know how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And do you feel like it's footballers should be able to earn as much money as they can 100%. In the career that they've got?
Yeah, why not? If someone's going to give me £300,000 a week, thank you, 8 years, happy days.
Yeah.
It's not a footballer's fault.
No.
They've done the hard yards to get the job as a Premier League elite footballer. It's down to the clubs. If they're overpaying, it's down to the clubs, not the player.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to Tony. He's a Chelsea fan. All right, Tone.
Good morning, Tony.
Morning, fellas. How's it going?
I'm all right, Tone. You?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good. So yeah, I'm not against the players earning a good wedge of money. Like, I'll be totally on board with it. Someone offers me that go.
Yeah.
They give a lot back as well. I will say that for them. But what I think there should be is like an apprenticeship tier system sort of thing with it. So like a 16 to 18-year-old can only earn, let's just say for argument's sake, maximum of £5,000, and then from 18 to 21, that can go maximum 20,000. And then once you've reached that 21-year age, after that, whatever the clubs are willing to pay, whatever the maximum is, 500 grand, £1 million, whatever it is.
They used to have a YTS scheme. I don't know if that's still.
What do you do with Wayne Rooney comes along? A Bellingham?
Yeah, but that's not the club's fault. They actually know then. The players know at that age, right, I can only earn £5 grand whether I'm at Everton, Man United, whoever. And then after they get to the 18-year age, up to the 21, then it's up to them. All right, I'll stick with Everton, or I can go to Manchester United, for example, because they're not going to be no better off financially. It's just what's best for their career. And I also think it makes the players stay humble and hungry for success, like Marcus Rashford.
But Tone, Gabby makes a really good point. You talk about a Wayne Rooney, Max Dowman at Arsenal. He's 15. He's playing in the first team. You're telling me
do you think a 15-year-old should be on 30 grand a week?
You can't look at him. You can't look. Yeah, but you can't look at him like he's a 15-year-old. You got to look at him as he's a Premier League football player. Now he needs a lot of help. He should be allowed to earn what he's worth. He's playing for Arsenal, so he should be on 30 grand a week. And if he ain't, then how he manages that money, then obviously he's going to need a lot of help.
There should be help with how he manages it.
Yeah, and I'm sure there is because he's 15, right? He's going to have parents, right? His parents will look after his money. I'm guessing, or financial advisors should be able to really, really concentrate and look after these people at the highest level. But you can't tell me that a 16-year-old who bursts on the scene can only earn $5 grand a week because that's what you should expect him to earn. Well, why? He's playing Premier League football.
I agree. I do agree with you, but do you not think it would also, on the flip side of things, do you not think it will make them stay hungrier though if they're earning less money? Because it's like sometimes they get all this dough thrown at them so quick. They've done that.
I hear you.
Mate, you're spot on with that because even when I broke into the Villa first team, my experience, Martin O'Neill, in my contract was every 40 starts, you got renegotiated for a new contract and got more money.
Yeah.
So I'll sign you new deals for like 3 years in a row. That's what they should do, but they can't now because give it me or so-and-so will give it me. So it's hard for the clubs to do that. Yeah. There's 17-year-olds now that I know in academies that are earning £10,000 a week and haven't kicked the ball for the first team.
And I think that's why people get the ump so much with the wages, because like you said, you've got a 17-year-old that ain't even done nothing.
Exactly.
Earning that money. And that's why people do get the ump.
But if they don't, another club will give it the player. So the clubs are like, we're stuck here.
Yeah, no, I think I hear you. I do hear you.
All right, Tone, listen, mate. Thanks for your
great call, mate.
Go to Martin. He's Arsenal fan. All right, Mark.
Good morning, Martin.
You all right, mate? How you doing?
I'm all right, mate.
Well, mate.
What's your take?
It's just capitalism. The horse has bolted. Every football fan in this country paying probably more than £100 a month just to watch the games. The money's in the game. It's got to go somewhere. If it doesn't go to the players, it goes to the owners and the agents.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of pounds, and if we don't pay them, they will go elsewhere. There's a reason Italian football in the 90s, that's where the money was.
Agreed.
In the noughties, it was in Spain, and now it's in the Premier League, which is great for us.
A lot of players go to Saudi as well, right? When we all know why they're going out there.
If we don't pay them, the Saudis will, and all the top players, Max Dowman will go there if they're offering him more money.
Yeah. Yeah,
spot on.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's all about supply and demand, right? It is simple as that. Let's go to Martin. He's a Bristol Rovers fan. All right, Mark?
Morning, lad.
Good morning, Martin.
How are you, Martin?
Yeah. I've been listening. I think you've been talking a bit of rubbish, mate, around this salary cap and everything. I just think it's wrong, pal.
Go on.
I think, talk about Max. He's a young lad. He's only 15. Like the YTS, you've got to keep him knuckled down. Don't give him too much too soon. Because otherwise, they lose the plot. There's no longevity.
How do you know he's going to lose the plot?
Well, because you've seen it before with a lot of the other young guys coming
Okay, but what's that got to do with Max Dowman? He's his own person.
He is his own person, but the people around him have got to stop influencing him to think he can earn more, he can earn that. You've got to keep him on a level ground. Like you just said about going to Saudi. The lad shouldn't be going to abroad like that under 18 for a professional contract.
I'm not talking about Max Dowman going to Saudi. I didn't say that.
Well, to like any young kid who's 15, 16, who's coming up through doing their GCSEs and that, they should be supported to go through that and their feet kept on the ground.
Yeah, but if he's playing in the Premier League and he's scoring goals and producing in the Premier League, he should be paid accordingly. Whether he's 15 or not, whether he gets hold of that money, then it needs to be, it needs to be looked after for him because he doesn't know how to spend that sort of money. But you can't not give him the money because someone else will.
Yeah, no, I think, at that time when it's age appropriate, and this is the thing, he's a young lad, and we're treating him like he's a man. He's over 18. He's not. We've got to let these kids grow up and still explore life in a balanced way. And I think it's brilliant that he's coming into the first team. He's such an exciting English talent. But we've got to look at it. And another point, Jamie, as well, like you're saying, it's a short-term career for footballers.
Yeah.
It's not.
What do you mean?
It's not. Well, it's not. Their playing career might be short-term, but we've got to stop saying you got a short-term career because you haven't. Look at Ashley Cole, all the Lampards and all that lot.
They're not playing football.
Yeah, they're not playing football, but they've still got a career. So
but they're not playing football.
Much what you can.
Yeah, but they're not earning money. They're not earning the money they was earning when they played football, are they? They're earning completely different money. Sorry?
They're still earning good money, though, aren't they, in those roles?
Yeah, but how many roles are there out there? That's for Ashley Cole and Frank Lampard and Gerrard. What about all the other footballers who don't want to be coaches or haven't got the attributes to be a football coach? Well, they're not allowed. Their football career ends when they're 35, if you're lucky.
Yeah, but then they should be better career support, though, shouldn't they? So they should be, like yourself, coming into pundits and all of that.
Yeah.
They need better support, don't they? So where's the PFA? Where's the clubs?
Well, the PFA needs.
I think the players will have a lot more support now than what maybe players did 15, 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, we never had anyone that says do this and make sure, you know, when you finish, you've got to still have something bringing in money. Now the players will be so organised with how they use their money for investments and stuff, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear, Gabs, and I know that happens because, like, there's too much pressure. Going back to, like, the max of those 15, 16-year-olds coming through, there is too much pressure put on them at that age. And, like, in a lot of other sports, you don't see it till, like, they're 20, 21.
But you see, mate, with Max, what I would do as a club and parents, I would say, listen, you get what your performances deserve. I don't care what the figure is, but you can't touch it. Don't worry about it. You can't even. You don't even have to know. Your parents are still in charge of you because you're 15. You just keep playing football, and you might go back and play under 18s or under 23s football. But whatever your contract is, like, you don't need to really know about it. Your parents are still in charge of you. They sort of deal with the club, and then they leave it in their account.
I'm sure a club like Arsenal,
be happening,
and the parents that he's probably got, you know, he's getting the support he needs. You know,
100%.
And I think that's, you know, there is a lot of money, and it is young footballers keeping the fire in their belly is important. And you throw too much at them too soon. Yes, some of them.
I'll do nothing at 15.
Well, no, of course, leave the house. 18, 19. You know, and you know, have they got the fire in the belly? When you look at, like, Marcus Rashford, Sancho, you say, you know, have the lights gone out? Dele Alli was another one of them who got it all, and, you know, did the lights go out in terms of having the fire? And of course, there's examples, but there's also other examples, you know, of players who have made it young, who are still hungry and still ready.
Saka.
So you know, you can't just put everyone in the same bracket. Everyone's their own person. But of course, if you're going to be earning a lot of money, you need the right financial support, and I think that is pretty much in the game now.
They do now, yeah.
But, you know, if you was getting offered 30 grand a week at 15, you're taking it, right?
No, mate.
No. You're saying no.
No,
I don't want it. I'll stay on YTS.
No.
I want to be hungry.
No, I'd say, like, give it me, and then when I'm old enough to go into Funky Buddha, I want it all back. All right, we're going to get the best table.
Yeah.
18th birthday party.
Gabs, we've got obviously the TVs and everything on here. You know, a bit of Lorraine's on. You love a bit of Lorraine.
No.
The big question on the show today is the Bush back?
Yeah.
You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor. Time now to take a look at today's top headlines, thanks to Movember.
Get ready with Movember on talkSPORT. The moustache is calling. Grow and mow, raise funds, save lives. Sign up now at Movember.com.
Enzo Maresca has been given a one-match touchline ban after being sent off in the Blues' 2-1 win versus Liverpool in the Premier League. Thomas Tuchel says he'll be speaking to Jude Bellingham before selecting his squad for the next England camp in November. And some interesting comments have emerged the early hours of this morning involving Palace legend Wilfried Zaha and Mateta. It's all come around Mateta's first call-up and goal for the French national team, where he told the French paper L'Equipe, at Crystal Palace, right at the start, I spoke about the France team. I had teammates like Wilfried Zaha who were laughing. They said I was mad to think about France when I wasn't playing at Palace. Earlier today, Zaha posted a reaction to Mateta's comments. He couldn't quite believe it.
I swear to you, 10 Crystal Palace players were there when this conversation was had. Wouldn't you be shocked that this person has made out like there's some sort of hate from me? Why would he say my name when there was 10 people? What is it because with Zaha is the biggest name? I do not understand. It's disgusting. I've never hated on anyone. So now I'm getting messages, oh, you're not laughing now at Mateta. I couldn't care less. Well done to him. I even congratulate him publicly on his It's like me the whole time for you to come out with this, your come-up story. I'm going to use Zaha as my come-up story. Like, it's nasty, man. It is nasty. Like, this is why I don't have football friends. This is why I keep myself to myself, because how's he going to do that?
Well, I mean, look, Wilfried Zaha obviously not happy.
I get it.
He's been dug out publicly, and like, I understand what he's saying. Obviously it probably said when he was there, and they might have been having a bit of banter about it. But can you see why he'd be upset that Mateta?
I would be upset as well, because you know what change rooms are like, Jamie. You got to understand, Mateta wasn't even scoring in the Premier League, so if he's mentioning France, and they're probably laughing, thinking, Mbappe, you got this player, you got so many superstars there. What are you talking about? I can imagine, like he says, maybe 9-10 other players saying it, and Mateta could have said, "Yep, players were laughing at me, didn't think I could get there, but look at me now." Didn't have to name names, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I can see where Zaha's coming from, because even if you did say that to him, you're only having a bit of banter.
Yeah,
it's not that you're hating on him or don't think he's.
Of course, you want him to play for his national team,
but at that time, he would have been a million miles away from it.
Yeah.
But since then, he's improved every season and deserved his call-up. Scored in the last game. So I get the anger from Zaha, definitely.
Yeah. I think Mateta's a great player, by the way. And you got to, as a football player, you got to take banter, right? It's part and parcel of the game. People are going to dig you out, but you can still have a self-belief. Mateta, in my head, has visualised him playing for France, right? And that's his belief. And, he might not have been there when he was thinking about it. And the players are, having a bit of banter with him. Of course, they want him to go and play for his national team. They want him to do well. But in his head, he's visualised, I'm going to play for France. And now that has come.
Yeah.
That's come
But they're probably laughing at him. Like, in training, maybe he's not holding the ball up. He's missing chances in games. He's not scoring. They're probably like, yeah, good one, mate. France, like, probably the best team in the world. It's like, yeah, good one, mate. And I'm going to play for Brazil. You have that sort of banter, don't you, in a changing room? And then he's gone and improved.
I bet your banter was ruthless on a training pitch.
Yeah, it was pretty ruthless.
I can imagine you being horrible on a training pitch.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Definitely. And in the changing rooms.
So you got Timberlands on?
Yeah, you know what we used to do, mate? We used to have Old v Young, and winning team voted for the other team. You had to wear this sort of t-shirt.
Yeah, the worst bib,
Yeah, and we used to always vote for James Milner on purpose, even though he was the best player, because Martin O'Neill loved him.
Yeah.
Like teacher's pet.
Yeah.
And James Milner would lose, and Martin would like, no, I'm not having that. No way. And he wouldn't let him have the bib.
No way.
Yeah,
he wouldn't give it to Milner.
No, he said, no, this is a joke. Players will get angry and walk in. Ria Coker once walked in and was fuming off it. And imagine me, mate, I'm howling in the changing room. Not picking the best player, just picking the biter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whoever's going to actually hate it.
Yeah.
But Zaha, we had to dump one of his words there, didn't we? But
we weren't happy.
I'm sure Mateta will understand it was only a bit of banter and it's not that deep at all.
All right. That was a look at today's top headlines. Thanks to Movember. Sign up now at movember.com. David Bentley, Ben Foster. They're coming up next. Ben said, me and Ben's taking pens in the Carling Cup final. Was blind leading the blind? Well, David's going to be buzzing to come on with that.
I'm ready to love you. I'm ready. Oh, yeah.
Get ready with Movember on talkSPORT. Grow a moustache, raise funds, save lives, and change the face of men's health. Sign up now at Movember.com.
Here are some of the best off-camera anecdotes from recent years at the Ryder Cup. As caddy Billy Foster went to relieve himself at the Belfry, he noticed only one of the two cubicles had toilet paper. Shortly after he'd sat down, Tiger Woods went into the empty cubicle and realised his mistake all too late. So Foster took some paper, reached under the cubicle with a rescue offering, and as Tiger went to take it, Foster uttered the words, "Europe, one up." Fast forward 10 years to the miraculous Medina. Rory McIlroy overslept and was in danger of missing his Sunday tea time. Thankfully, travel organiser Erica Stoll sorted him a police escort, and 3 years later, McIlroy proposed. Scottish legend Sam Torrance tells many a yarn about the great Ballesteros. Apparently, Seve would regularly give coaching clinics to his European teammates. When the same players asked for help a week later at the Italian Open, Seve would tell them to Having started with a Billy Foster story, let's finish with one from the 12th tee at Oakland Hills in 2004. It was Jimenez and Garcia against Westwood and Clark in a practice round, and as they finished, Foster decided to jump in the buggy and speed away with all their clubs, only to lose control entirely and see it careering towards the spectators. Thankfully, the Red Sea parted and the buggy smashed into a tree, with viewers and clubs still intact.
You are listening to talkSPORT Breakfast. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark. Get £750 off any used electric car or home charger. The latest episode of talkSPORT Daily Podcast is available now. Jeff Stelling, Ali McCoy's debate whether it's finally time to scrap the Big Six.
If we're just saying it's mainly, if not totally revenue-based, this assumption that the top six are who they are, it would indicate to me that if they get relegated, as long as their finances weren't drastically affected, they would still have to be known as one of the top six.
Yeah.
Which is, it seems to me, a kind of contradiction in terms. And also, I mean, Crystal Palace could go on and win another 2 or 3 cups in 2 or 3 years, which would be more than perhaps Spurs or whoever it may be. But I've absolutely no chance in my lifetime of getting anywhere near being called a top six club.
Yeah, that was Ali McCoist and Jeff discussing the big. Do you think it should be scrapped?
What, the so-called top six? Definitely. 100%.
Because Villa not in it?
Yeah. because where do you go off? Do you go off recent years of where they're finished? Do you go off...
Well, it's recent history, isn't it, I guess?
Do you know what I mean?
That's why Spurs are in there.
Exactly, but recent history, Aston Villa should be in there from where they're finished.
Yeah, but that's only the last few seasons.
Oh, so how far do you go back then, Jamie?
Premier League. The Premier League era. You look at the Premier League era, you got to look at, the founding members. Right, Everton. You could argue Everton should be in, part of the Big Six.
Who are the Big Six now? So you got Man City,
Liverpool,
Arsenal, United. Chelsea, Man United, Spurs.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having it. Where Man United are finishing? Don't wind me up.
Yeah, no, but they're Man United.
Don't care, mate.
But they're always going to be
Let's
Man
move
United.
on, mate. Don't wind me up.
All right.
It's like Gary Neville. Mate, Man United, mate.
All right. Unfortunately now, though, it's time to turn the clock back to 2009.
No need to worry, baby, are you down?
Smile from Giggs, will it be a smile from Jamie O'Hara, who was in tears when he missed out on a place in the squad for the Carling Cup final last season. He has to give Ben Foster his first test, and the goalkeeper saves it!
You see, that is football. Why he took in the first place?
And Anderson does it! Manchester United have won!
I actually seen Ben Foster the other day and he started laughing when he saw me. I was like, did he? What did you laugh the trap? He done me. I sat next to him at the football awards and he shook his hand. He's, Ben, how are you? And he just started laughing.
Horrible, you lot. I love how you use the amount of energy that's gone into this. Like the amount of work that they've put into just stitching me up, making me feel
it
bad.
makes sense though, Jamie, why they left you out the squad the year before, because they knew you'd probably miss a penalty if you went to penalties. No wonder you didn't make it.
I was absolutely gutted, mate. I was gutted. As you heard, Ben Foster, he stopped my pen and he watched David Bentley's fly wide of the post, and on yesterday's show, Ben relived the moment alongside Jeff Stelling.
Shocking.
At the time, it was kind of groundbreaking. I had it on an iPad. So you see Jordan Pickford these days, he's got them all on his bottle, all laminated, all nicely. We had them on an iPad, and it was around the time that Apple and iPhones and iPads were all coming out. So I had the penalty takers, I had where they were likely to go, and I think it actually did say to my left for Jamie O'Hara. So I kind of stood big as long as I possibly could, and I think that first penalty is so nervy. It is. It's a horror. I'd much rather be the goalkeeper in a penalty shootout than be a penalty taker, especially the first one as well. But yeah, stood up, made the save to my left. Some say I might have read him like a book, to be perfectly honest, but got us off to a good start. And then David Bentley took the next penalty. Blind leading the blind, if you ask me.
Harsh.
Yeah, it is harsh. But it is what it is. He cheated, Ben. He cheated.
How?
Well, he cheated. He had an iPad with my penalties on it, so he cheated.
I didn't know when keepers left.
I like to go to the keeper's left.
Whip it.
I like to whip it, and I thought that was my go-to. I thought in a final, go with what your technique. But he obviously he knew that. I didn't know which was his last.
You never heard of mixing it up?
I just stepped up. Yeah, I should have mixed it up, of course, but I didn't in that moment. He cheated. As simple as that. Anyway, David Bentley. He missed, by the way. He put his wide.
Why has he got to look out there?
So he's got to come on and talk about it. Morning, Dave.
Morning, Dave.
Hello. Yeah, hello, boys. How you doing?
I'm all right, Ben. How are you?
Hey, love hearing your voices, don't I? It makes me feel happy, doesn't it?
Do you know what he called? We played golf the other day, right? Me and Ben. He started calling me Darth Vader.
Mate, your banter's Darth Vader. Don't worry about that.
He says I'm always angry.
Love you.
Dave, I don't know why we're talking about it, but we are. Ben Foster's been digging us out, mate. But your penalty was a shambles.
I know I dragged it wide, didn't I? Our bottle job, wasn't I? Hey, don't worry about that. There was a few sausages, though, that dipped out, and we stepped up, didn't we?
Exactly, mate. Yeah, there was some players you know, me and you put a name.
Any names?
No, don't name names. Don't worry about it.
I won't name names, but you look at the squad. You look at the squad of players.
Benty? Not want one early?
I don't know if Bent's took one. I can't remember. He was there.
He's hiding, wasn't
Looking the opposite way to the gaffer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, my calf's hurting. I got cramp.
Yeah, he called us blind leading the blind, though, Dave. It's a bit harsh out from Ben, isn't it?
Well, he must have been on his penny farthing coming to talkSPORT studios. I don't know that when he said that. Holding up his bike.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for us, mate, the man who did save our penalties is going to come up. But Dave, how you been? Obviously, we've been playing a bit of golf and we've been having a chat. But what have you been up to?
I've been up to all sorts, and I've been stepping into the media world, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I come in, I've seen a few people like nicking their living, so I thought, hold up a minute, I'll have a bit of that.
I'll run one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, Ben. So you've been doing a lot. The old Studs Up podcast, haven't you?
Yeah, Studs Up. I'm just on my way in now, actually. I'm just about to jump on a train, make sure I'm not late for talkSPORT.
Yeah.
I'm coming down, Rory Jennings and Ryan Scott Douglas. Yeah, we're doing it every week, and yeah, it's going well. Loving it.
Well, we've got Ben Foster. He's joining us now to give us some stick. Here he is. All right, Ben.
Good morning, Ben.
Morning, lads. Talking to people robbing a living. Here we go. Come on.
I love how you now just, every time it's on talkSPORT, all I hear is you saying, yeah, I read him like a book. You cheated. You cheated, Ben. You looked at an iPad. You cheated.
I don't bring it up. I promise it's never me, right? Everyone, all those producers that are watching you right now behind that glass screen, every one of them, they're prodding it. They are. Go on, Ben, say something. Please say something. Please wind them up.
I know. Horrible, aren't they? They're horrible. That broke my heart. I still have nightmares about you diving to your left. Still have nightmares about it. You broke my heart, you did.
Do you know what? I asked the question yesterday on the show. It'd be really interesting to find out whether it was you who wanted to take the first penalty or whether you were told to take the first penalty.
No, I wanted the first pen. I fancied it. I don't know. I wanted to step up. I don't know why. But when you're a young kid, I think I was, 22 maybe? You fancy yourself, didn't you? You fancy yourself to step up and take a penalty. I tell you what, though, mate, it's like walking the travelator and walking up to take that penalty. It is horrible. That walk to take is like lead in your boots. And you looked massive in that goal as well. Well, massive head in there. I'm thinking, here we go.
It's much easier being a goalie. Honestly, I don't know if I could do it, to be honest with you. It's much easier being a goalie. I can't lose, can I? I'm just standing there. If I go the right way, buzzing, brilliant. You lot, though, you've got that whole walk, leading the team behind. Got to walk up there, looking at all the fans, taking it all in. Horrible, mate.
Ben, who was you more worried about? Bent's or Jamie's, Ben?
No, I knew Bent's would drag his. I knew he.
Fozzie, leave me alone, son. I've had nightmares for years. I'm Pickford in the goal.
In fairness to you both, you were both lovely technical players, weren't you? You both knew how to strike a ball, to be fair.
Hold on, don't start trying to be nice. He called us blind leading the blind yesterday. You don't think I didn't hear it?
Oh, did you hear that? Sorry.
Yeah, they've been played it out 4 times this morning. And why are you coming after Bentley anyway? He's meant to be your pal.
Yeah, I like that. I love you all, lads. You're all great. We've had Gabby on the podcast before. He's brilliant, honestly, absolutely lovely.
Top podcast, mate.
Oi, Fozzie ain't invited me on, no. Hold up.
Yeah, it's funny. I ain't been on there either, innit? He's, what's going on?
Next, lads, next. Honestly, we've got a little bookings thing coming up soon. You're on. I promise you, we'd love to have you on anyway.
The pay is fantastic as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, 10 grand, Gabby. 10 grand, son. 10 grand.
10 grand. Oh, dear. Fozzie, I've got to ask you, obviously Man United at the moment, you're obviously a massive keeper for them. You've done... They've been having a bit of a wobble with the keepers at the moment, haven't they?
Yeah, it's tough times, mate. It is. They've got, obviously, the new goalie's come in, Lemens. He's had a great game. I won't lie. The first game that he had against Sunderland, great game for him. It's a perfect one to sort of like, get him in softly. He played well, took a few good high crosses, a couple nice saves, but big test comes on Sunday, mate. It's a massive game, away at Anfield. That's about as much of a cauldron as you could possibly wish to face as a goalkeeper. So it'll be a big test for him. It's going to be really interesting to see how he fares in that one.
Ben and Bence, I want both your answers on this. We've been talking about salary cap this morning. The clubs are going to vote on it. We've had loads of calls about saying the footballers earn too much money and they should be getting capped. What's your take on that, Ben? I'll start with you.
It just can't work. We were travelling down from Newcastle last night, and I sort of briefly saw something on the internet when it broke the story, and it's not going to work, is it? It's the way that it goes in football. We're the best league in the world because we can attract the best players. Not always just because of the money, but a large part of it is because of the money. As soon as we introduce a salary cap, that's it. The talent will go elsewhere, and we won't have the product that we've got.
Yeah, to be fair, Bence don't spend any of his money. He's in Lasala Beach, isn't he, in Marbella?
Hey, don't worry about that. I've got cobwebs. I've got cobwebs around my wallet.
Yeah, well, it just doesn't work, right? But footballers should be allowed to earn what they can earn.
They can, but I think the Ajax system sort of works where the kids, if you're getting 30 grand a week at 17, I don't think you should be able to touch that money until you're sort of 22, 23.
Yeah.
And I think if they did that, put it into sort of a trust sort of fund or something, put it away where they, you give them a grand a week or something, and the rest of the money goes into a bit of a fund. I think it's sort of protecting young footballers rather than sort of more experienced sort of players.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you've only got a short period of time to earn your money, and if you've got a 10-year sort of earning gap, I mean, if you like Ronaldo and that, you've got about 40 years, isn't you? But, but everyone, all the normal people. But I think protecting the young lads is the way that they should look at it, because I don't think you should have a 17-year-old walking around with 30 grand a week. I think that just smells trouble, doesn't it? But, I don't know. They just have to structure it and protect the players a little bit better.
Yeah. I think if they're going to do something, that's the only thing they can do. I agree with you, Dave. I think that's a great idea. Like, you imagine being 17 years old and on bloody £2 million quid a year. Like,
Gabby knows what that feels like.
Yeah, Gabby.
Straight down Bond. Fars, it'd be straight down Bond Street, mate. Walking through London with like bags from Selfridges, Harvey Nichols.
Look how Gabby turned out. Exactly. Look how Gabby turned out. There you go.
Disaster.
Dear. Lads, listen, Ben, thanks for coming on. Stop talking about that cup final, will you? You need to let it go, son.
It's not me, Jamie, I promise. Cheers, lads. Appreciate it.
Cheers, boys.
Ben Foster there. David Bentley, you're in doing studs up, yeah? Get yourself in, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
I'm on my way, and I love you all. Go on.
I love that. He's nuts, by the way. I played golf with him. We've got talkSPORT golf YouTube coming out with me and Dave.
I still remember that when you threw was it the
water bucket over Redknapp? Yeah.
It got down well, did it?
Did not go down well. Right, we're moving on. Gabby's favourite feature, the Genie Gab, is coming next. play this when you walked in the club, didn't they, Gabs? This is your song, wasn't it?
Oh, this is what they played when they brought your champagne over.
Right, if you want the chance to win £100,000, you better listen up right now. That's right, our biggest cash prize today has landed. We're going all in, giving you the chance to win that huge 100 grand completely tax-free. Listen up now for all the details and how to enter.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Just a reminder, from 10 a.m, it's Jim White, Simon Jordan, who have Frank Warren on their show, and he'll be revealing what next for Tyson Fury. But before that, it's time to finish the show with a little bit of magic. Let's have some of this.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie.
Yeah, we all know every good genie is able to grant 3 wishes with a rub of their magic lamp. And Genie Gab is no different. So get your lamp out, Gab. I'm ready for my first rub.
Spurs and Super in the same sentence is actually going to happen. Tottenham currently 4th bottom in the Premier League. They'll be in the Champions League next season. Let that sink in.
I've come to Genie Gab and asked you to grant Tottenham the wish of qualifying for the Champions League again this season. Do you grant me my wish?
I grant you the wish by finishing 5th, because we will get an extra space again, I reckon.
So that's where I reckon 5th?
Yeah, I reckon Villa will go far in Europa. I think Palace will go far in the Conference League and Champions League. Arsenal, Liverpool will go far, so we'll get that extra position. So, yes, but not finishing top 4, finishing in top 5.
Champions League football, though.
Yes.
What about?
Granted.
All right, I'll take the wish. Right, we want to touch your lamp again, Gabs. Let's have another rub. What is this?
Honestly.
And it's only taken 2.5 minutes. Is that the moment that kickstarts Phil Foden's season?
Phil Foden has come to you, Genie Gab, and asked you to grant him the wish of being in England's World Cup squad. Are you going to grant him that wish?
Phil, have a seat, mate. 5 goals for Phil. 5 games for Phil Foden. 1 goal, Jamie, this season.
Yep.
He needs to get the form back from 2023 to 2024, where he got 19 Premier League goals, 8 assists in 35 appearances. Get that Phil Foden back. He's got every chance. But in current form, I don't think he makes the squad. Sorry, Phil. I think
he's missing out.
Palmer gets the call before Foden.
Palmer, Morgan Rogers,
There's so many
Bellingham.
options. Exactly. You look at the left-hand side. You've got Rashford, Gordon, Eze, Grealish as well, trying to get in that side. Right-hand side, you've got Bowen, Saka and Madueke. It's hard to fit.
No, but Phil Foden does play for Manchester City. If they go and win the Premier League,
Yeah, but
Foden's going to be a big part of that, right?
But has Foden played well for his country?
He hasn't played well for his country.
45 caps, 4 goals. Has he performed in England's shirt?
He's left a lot to be desired, but Gareth Southgate played him on the left.
I know.
He wasn't a left winger.
Don't get me started on that, mate.
Yeah, so, I think there's, you have to look at the reasons why he hasn't played well.
Who comes out then? Who comes out for Foden when you talk about the names in his position?
I think he's better than Bowen.
Okay, then. I don't think Bowen goes, by the way, so he's not in my 26-man squad.
Yeah.
Who else would you take out? Madueke's going. He likes him on that right-hand side.
Yeah, he does. He does, but it feels like
Gordon,
to have an England squad and you've got one, Phil Foden, talking about playing for Manchester City.
Yeah, but
at the highest level.
Yeah, how's he playing for Manchester City?
Look, he's got to have a good season.
Yeah.
But if he has a good season, a really good season,
he's got to go.
He's got to go, right?
Yeah. But he can't be living off 2 seasons ago. Last season was poor as well.
Yeah.
So he's got to get back to 2 seasons ago form, and then maybe he's got a chance.
All right.
I hear you, mate. I know it's tough.
There's a lot of good players, though. That's the problem.
Yep.
Right, Genie Gab, my hands are warm, and I'd like another rub.
Ronaldo with a header. They've scored from a corner now. And Cristiano Ronaldo gets his 59th career hat-trick.
Cristiano Ronaldo became all-time top goal scorer in World Cup qualifiers this week, and he's come to you, Genie Gab, and asked you to grant him the wish of being undoubtedly the best player of all time. You grant him that wish?
Cristiano, mate. There's a peppermint tea. Have a seat, pal. It's Lionel Messi, Cristiano. I'm very sorry. You go down as the second best ever player to play the game. I'm always a Messi over Ronaldo. Everyone has their different opinion, but some of the goals Messi scored at Barcelona, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1-2s of Iniesta, even the Suarez connection as well. Winning the World Cup, of course.
Yeah, I think the World Cup was the one that tipped the balance.
Over, yeah. Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because you don't want to disrespect Ronaldo because some of the goals he scored. Remember that goal for Man United against Porto?
Yeah.
About 50 yards. Smashed it right in.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. They're both on a different planet.
Exactly. I think they're both together. You could say joint.
Yeah, they're on par.
Yeah,
they're on par, but they're both special players. Are very lucky.
Yes.
To have been able to...
I'll be devastated when Messi retires, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
We ain't got anything like him, have we?
Matt, I went to the game in Qatar against Mexico where he scored in the World Cup. I've never felt a feeling like it, mate, in the stadium.
Yeah.
It was like there was a god on the pitch, mate. It was like, Mercy, Mercy. Honestly, unbelievable experience.
Yeah. It's funny how they never felt like that about you.
I know, Villa Park never done that for me. Very odd. What about you, Billy Ricky?
We had a couple of fans, a man and his dog.
Portsmouth player of the season?
Yeah, eight player of the season. Right, a big thanks to everyone this morning who's got involved with the show. Tomorrow, me and Gabs are back. We're going to bring you a build-up to the return of the Premier League. Liverpool legend John Barnes will tell us just how concerned he is about Mohamed Salah's form. Gabby will tell us the three managers he thinks are under the most pressure right now in the Premier League. And we're making a Spurs-Villa combined 11. It's going to be all Spurs players. You ain't going to want to miss that. Joining us tomorrow from 6 a.m. Jim White, Simon Jordan, coming up next.